So, hello everyone. It's Sunday night and it's time for a sit down chat because I need a little chat. I don't know if anybody's out there, but if you feel like sitting and chatting, then come on down. I'm ready to go. Anybody out there? Where are my friends? Let's see. What can I do? Chris. Hello, Troy. Hello, hello. Welcome aboard. Um, let's see, what do I need to do? I need to do that. And I do that. And do that. That's up to you, Chris. Whatever you want to do. Feel free. Um, there's that. Message pinned. I think I'm ready to go. I hope I'm ready to go. Whatever's more comfortable for you. Troy could come up too, unless he's eating. Unless you're eating. Uh, I feel like but it's time to sit and chat a little while because I was feeling kind of a little sad. Okay, not a problem. Take your time. If you have to let faith out, I'm sure we can do a little ad libbing in between. I was looking through some YouTube videos of just for the heck of it. I did some. Oh, good. I'm glad, Beverly. How are you? I've been feeling kind of sad. Uh, some things that I saw that friends posted on YouTube the past couple of days, and a little bit bummed. But I went looking for some friends that we used to play music with, and just for the heck of it, I Googled it. I looked on YouTube for their names, and I found a few links. And I was listening to some of the stuff that they've been doing over the years. I posted a couple of them on my channel page under old friends. I see we have a visitor. Who could it?
I thought I was family.
I'm
I
sorry,
guess I better log off
you
then.
are a visitor. You're visiting family.
Well, all I can say is that I'm devastated.
Uh-uh.
at the news that because I didn't. I mean, I didn't know exactly how bad it was.
Yeah,
But
I
yeah,
don't know who or what it was, but I mean, I know that from what Wanda was saying in her on her homepage. Oh, your mom is sick. Oh no. Well, definitely prayers up for your mom.
check your private chat.
Oh no.
Yeah,
That's what I was afraid of. Oh, that's
yeah,
okay.
yeah. I'm just. I'm like. It took my when I read it, and then I sent that out to. I took a picture of it and I sent it out to a couple of people, and they're like, oh, we already knew, and I was like, I'm just like,
I
yeah, that
wasn't sure, but I
I
figured
mean,
that's what it was.
that's like somebody, you know, that just took my breath away.
Like
Uh,
getting kicked in the head with a by a mule. And then I went looking for Trey's stuff and I found a short that he posted
yep,
that
I
only
saw.
added to the
Yeah, I
oh no, not MRSA. Oh, that's terrible. Oh, definitely prayers up for that. That is a tough thing to fight.
and Beverly, if I can do anything, I will be happy to, Beverly. Uh, I've been praying for your mother and you, and also
Yeah.
Wanda and her family as well. But if I can do anything, Beverly, I'll do what I can, or try to find somebody who's closer to you or whatever that can help as well.
All I can do is pray.
Well, I'm going to be
That's
doing that
that's my
continually.
thing. That's about all I can do to help anybody. But
Well, not to put salt on a wound, but did you see that the Pope Francis has had a kidney failure?
oh, I didn't know he was well, I knew he was in bad shape. I've been keeping track of that.
Well, the reason why
He's
I was tracking it was because of the fact that, of course, some nincompoop had to put on there that the Pope is passed away, but they said it in different terminology, and I was like, "What?" And of course, me not being Catholic, and I'm nothing against anybody that is. It's just that I was like, I'm aware of the Pope and their powers and how big of a structure they have and how much they carry upon their shoulders and all. But
yeah.
it's like, you know, it's just I just was going like, they always say things come in threes. What I've always
Yes, they
heard.
do. Unfortunately, that is true.
So, but anyhow, it's just yeah.
Yeah.
But
I've been keeping an eye on that because to tell you the truth, I have not been a big fan of Pope Francis because of all the things he's been doing
well, yeah.
in the church.
Well,
But
he's been kind of
that,
going out in the, as I call it, left field.
yeah, he's way out in left field.
And I was
That's,
like, he said what about this? And I was like, oh,
yeah, I know. I know.
but
I'm just praying that before he goes on to judgment, he will at least repent of some of the things he's said and done over the past 10 years, 12 years, almost 12 years.
yeah, but
Yeah, we've had bad popes and we've had good popes.
well, there's been
And
bad
we've had
cops
Francis.
and good cops. There's good and bad of everybody. It doesn't matter who, what, when, or where, what profession, or just there's good parents and there's bad parents.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
there's good dogs and good cats, and there's bad dogs and bad cats. You know,
Yeah.
but a lot has to do with the owner on those. But that
Well, yeah. But people, sometimes they go down the wrong path. And, no matter how much we try to turn them around, to try and make them see where they're going wrong, some of them listen and some of them don't. He has not listened to the people around him.
and then there are those
In fact,
people,
the people around him that were trying to help him, he's totally ignored and done just the opposite of what he's been asked to do.
and then there are those people that have.
Is it live or is it Memorex? Bearded Viking is in again. Hello.
Hello, bearded Viking. Good to see you again.
Is this a restream? It's a restream on restream.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, I've been keeping watch on that situation because we don't know what we're going to get next. I'm just praying that we get somebody that's. I'm hoping he survives, but it's not looking good. It's definitely not looking good. He only has one lung and he's got pneumonia. So it's been a hard week, I'm sure, on him. How you doing, bearded Viking? Good to see you. Thanks for coming back.
Well, after I got off of here, I put on another one of my 3 hour music to listen to. I woke up this morning and apparently it went through, but I didn't hear it all. And I slept. So,
Oh
so
God, I'm such a dummy. I Restream is the name of the. Yes,
hello,
Restream is the
Peter.
platform. Yep.
Hi, Peter.
How you doing, Peter? Thanks for dropping by. I would have gone to your live tonight, but I was cooking. I was cooking a big chicken and stuffing and the whole works. So
And I didn't get.
I
Why didn't I get
didn't get.
an invite?
Well, you're always invited. All you got to do is show up.
Yeah.
I can't
And
help
then
it if
when
you're
you,
in
when you
Oklahoma.
open up the door, there's a shotgun in my face going, "Who are you?"
I don't think so.
Oh man. Well, I got some wonderful, and I'm being sarcastic news today.
Oh,
This situation here in my city with the water and all that.
oh God, yeah.
Well, that started last Wednesday. Last Wednesday. So now the city has come and said that with all, I mean, all now all the businesses are shut down, and they're saying that. Hi, Arlene. They're saying that now there's a boil water notice or order, and they're going to extend it and till this coming Wednesday, as far as to recoup to try to get everything back up. And they've also taken the water pressure down to a trickle so that
Ugh.
refill. But anyway, but yet the city offered every citizen that has a water bill and a driver's license showing that address that you can get one case of water for free at the local grocery store. And I'm like, one case of water is not going to, a family of four, one case of water is not going to survive a family of four for not for that for a week.
I'm wondering if they only gave you one because they knew that you lived alone,
No, they didn't.
and
I
maybe it's
didn't go to the grocery store to get a free one. I'm self sufficient, and I have backups and things like this of everything, uh, except money, of course.
yeah.
uh, my money tree is still not growing. Just for those
Mine
guys.
doesn't grow either. I try watering it and it doesn't do anything.
Oh, I did water, fertilizer. You know.
Heather
Oh, well, I
just got
guess.
home.
Yep, she got my text.
Oh, she must have been
She
coming
was
home from
getting well.
volleyball practice.
Yeah, she got my text. Yeah, she was picking up daughter.
And Ian from Astua, I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm thinking it's Astua, but I could be wrong.
But yeah, it's it's just amazing. But the question I've got, which I'm going to call the city tomorrow, is that I'm going to say, okay, because y'all are doing this and cutting this down to low water pressure and da 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 da. I says, what do you think's going to happen whenever it gets the water tower gets refilled, and then the whole 3001 population goes, we can get a bath, we can do laundry, we all these kids, we got to wash clothes, we got to do dishes, and what is that going to do to the
They
system?
all turn the water on at the same time.
Yeah,
There it goes.
you know, it just I
I'm
am.
right. Astua. Okay. I think that's what made most sense to me, being the word nerd that I am.
You're the word nerd.
I am. I am guilty as charged. I am the word
I'm
nerd.
just a guy that can get in a plane and flip a few switches, and we can get going. I have to admit, props, not jets.
Yeah, no kidding. Once that starts happening and everybody starts turning on their water all at once, it's going to be a nightmare
Yep.
because there's going to be pipes going everywhere.
How did that go again?
Everywhere. And yeah, we're gone.
And so you like my little emails that I sent you, huh?
I needed those laughs. I'm telling you.
Well, good, good. I'm glad it did that. I
Uh,
accomplished my mission.
absolutely. Gallagher always made me laugh.
Well, I could not remember what he called the mallet, and then when I looked it up, it was a sledge-o-matic.
Dramatic. Yeah.
I just could not think of it. What are you doing, Faith? What's the matter, baby girl? You okay? What? Do you need to go outside?
Yeah, that's what it sounds like to me, Heather. The infrastructure needs
Well,
updating.
the funny thing that has come out of all of this is my two cousins who live nearby asked me. He said, "Chris, when are you going to run for council?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Yeah, I mean, it's like so far since I've been here. Let's see that I have actually logged because it's gotten to the point where I keep logs. Uh, there's been one. There's so far in January we've had one power outage. So far in February we've had one power outage. It's like they keep it's like I've never had hearing so many transformers going pop, pop, pop.
Ugh.
And so I'm just like, you know, y'all think about updating, maybe getting another, water tower because projected growth or because of the fact that there's more demand than there is supply.
Yeah, and what's going to happen to the town if they can't update it and they don't have the money to do it? There go your taxes.
Well, what I've been thinking about is, I was seriously because my cousins, you know, uh,
I should bring it up. Elisa,
st- hello, stitching it up. But yeah, it's just like I've I sh- I was going to move in my birth city where I was actually born in, but then they had a smeltering plant that was there some time ago, and of course all the groundwater and all the ground was contaminated and all this, and I was like, well, I don't need that. But what's fun
yeah, and
the funny is that here in the current city that I'm in, just dripping the faucet, it's like it's leaving a chalky like residue. And I'm like, which I'm thankful that I had the smarts and got those big 5 gallon water jugs and a little dispenser that you can set them on, and then you get your, water, drinking water, cooking, or whatever. And so I'm like, holy Toledo, I'm glad I did that. But, it just,
you, now you can start a business and have yourself a water cooler, and you can all sit around the water cooler and
well, I did see on Facebook where a person who has a well and lives here in my city has sit there and said, garden hoses out there, the well's running. If y'all need water, help yourself. Bring containers. Which
oh, that's
I'm glad to see that neighbors are taking care of neighbors or trying to help. You know, but it just is amazing me if they're this ill prepared for this. What would happen if a real disaster, hurricane, tornadoes, earthquake, whatever? What would they do? How prepared and how planned are they?
and if they did have anything like that that could damage the water tower, what would that do to the town?
Well, usually water towers, as far as if the water tower is full, it's done by gravity. But
Right.
to refill it, they have to have pumps that are ran by electricity. I do know that in the city here, they have uh, locomotive diesel engines as generators for a backup situation. Because yeah, I check these things. I'm that kind of a nerd of a prepper,
Nerd.
and but it just makes you go, here I am, I'm preparing, I've got extra food, I've got extra dog food, you know and all this, because not only do I think of myself, I think of faith. And if power goes out, yes, I have things that'll suffice and all that. Except, and then if it's during the cold time, well, I've got, thing heaters and stuff.
Answer Ann's question. Where do you get those 5 gallon jugs online? Amazon?
Well,
No.
can, yes,
If you have a water
but
cooler,
basically, I have you got to get a water dispenser for 'em.
dispenser cooler.
And if you're, and I'm not trying to be rude, they make two types. They make the type that you pick the 5 gallon bucket, which is 40 pounds, because 1 pound of water equals 8 pounds, rounding it up.
Yep.
And so 8 times 5 is 40 pounds. Oop, I mean, my finger hit the mouse pad. And so, anyway, if you are not able to lift 40 pounds, then they also make the coolers or the dispenser to where you open up the bottom of it and you can slide in the 5 gallon container. The company that I use who delivers and all this stuff, which I need to call them tomorrow as well, so I can restock because I'm down to uh, pretty much 5 gallons out of. I've had purchased 4 bottles of 4 of the 5 gallons, and but then they've lasted. I have to look. It's been at least a month, and the only thing I use that thing for is I'll at times if I get low on this and it's between paydays, I'll save my water bottles, go and refill them, put them in my little office cooler, and but most of the time I've got 2 cases of water still, and I've got 10, 12. I've got I've got 12 gallons of distilled water, and then I've got another 8 gallons of non-potable water. So when it's brown, I can flush it down.
Usually in most areas of the country, I'm sure they must have water companies.
Well, that you can go to.
We have Belmont Springs up here, and we have Polar
Well,
Poland
you
Polar
can go to Walmart.
Springs.
Some Walmarts will have water dispensers. You'll take your empty jug and put it in there, and then it'll bring out a new, cleaner one, and and then you can get it or and refill it or whatever, just depending on which scenario that they've got. I have there's been companies that in Texas like Sparklets is a company, but just search. Um, yeah, and Heather says they've got 5 gallon jugs there at Walmart that you can buy.
Hmm.
But yeah, I mean, they're great to have as a backup for storage. Um, they're great to have but you have to remember that water, you pretty much need to put it on a rotational deal. Sorry, Miss Laura, I didn't mean to take over your channel.
That's
You,
fine.
you need to recycle your water every 6 months and all that. So, in other words, at least once a month you have that water that you've got in there, especially if depending on if it comes from your tap, where it might be have all the chemicals and blah blah blah, or if it's spring water like Miss Lori was saying that it's pretty much all natural. It just depends. I choose distilled water because the fact that I can distilled water, you can use it for so many things and all this as well.
Yeah. And if you need to use it up in a hurry, you can use it for cooking, you can use it for making coffee, tea, anything that you would use in the
For meals,
kitchen.
yeah.
Yeah, to prepare meals and stuff like that, making, if you buy frozen juices and you want to mix them up, you can use it for that,
It's a lot
and
cheaper. Yeah.
it will keep the water cold. It keeps it like it's in a refrigerator. The cooler is set at like 40 degrees or something.
And another thing that I've been taught is that if you have a it doesn't matter if you have a freezer, upright or chest freezer, mainly the chest freezer is what I was told. But on a chest freezer, you can take and let's say put, like Beverly said, old milk jugs or something, but you take and fill them about halfway because of expansion when they freeze. But you put
Yep.
them, like four in a corner, and then you put a piece of plywood down. Chest freezers are usually like half of your body's going in there to get to the bottom, just to get that particular item out of the chest freezer. Well, it raises it up so you don't have to reach down so far. But at the same time, if power goes out, your chest freezer's got those four jugs that are keeping, or six or eight, however many you want to put in there. Uh, you know,
It keeps it
cool.
cold,
It'll keep
and
it colder.
when the power goes out, it will also keep it cold, and the stuff will stay frozen longer in that freezer if the power goes out.
And when they finally become back liquid again, if you've got to use it for your bathroom to put in the toilet, you can do that as well.
Yep,
It'll be considered non-potable water. Drinking water is potable, non-drinking water is non-potable.
right.
And yes, I have 5 gallon buckets, and I have a little, I have trash bags, if you understand the meaning of it. And then there's a particular seat. Faith, you okay? Something not agreeing with you, baby girl? Okay. Sorry. Anyway, it's got a commode seat that fits on the 5 gallon bucket, and basically what you do is you put a trash bag in the 5 gallon bucket in the commode seat, and then the magic, you know,
You're a magic little toilet.
the number one thing that everybody was rushing to buy, toilet paper. This year it's eggs, but that's the biggie. But yeah.
Yeah.
So there's your few little prepping survival things, which a lot of you probably already know. I'm not trying to belittle you or anything. I'm just trying to pass the word to where everybody can stop and think and like, hey, that's not a bad idea, you know.
Yeah. It's always good to be prepared. We have a barrel in the cellar. It's the blue plastic barrels for drinking water.
I've got two 55
And
gallon drums that are
yeah,
plastic.
they're I think th- I think they're 50-gallon.
The only
They're
problem
pretty big.
the only problem is my drums are empty because I'm really skeptical about this water here in the city,
Yeah, well,
and I don't really want to
that's
store it until I know that it's because I'm going to ask for a test, of the water. Let me bounce for a second and go take care of this dog of mine. What
yeah.
you want to get on camera, or are you just trying to tell me you need to go out and you need to go out now? It's now. I'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen.
We'll be here. Anyway, thumbs up. Oh, thank you. That's a good idea. Everybody, thumbs. I never think to tell people to. That's why I have it running across the bottom of the screen, because I never think to tell people to hit thumbs up or subscribe or anything like that. It's like if you feel like you want to subscribe, then please do. If you don't, well, then that's okay too. Um, what was it? There was something. You're back so soon.
Well, I'm gonna bring her up on camera, and
I figured that.
I mean it's still what? Oh, it's it's 45 degrees, so out there.
That's not bad at all. Last I
Well,
saw, it was like 35 here, which is yay. It hasn't been above 20 something in the past couple of weeks.
let's see. Where'd she go? There she is, over in the corner. But yeah, I'm changing up. I've been giving her sliced cheese instead of there. Get it out of the glare. Sliced cheese instead of
Ah,
hot dogs because of the fact that just maybe just to be different and give her a different thing of flavor.
Yeah, well, a whole hot dog is a lot for a snack.
She's,
Cut it up in pieces and give her a little bite.
oh,
That
trust
might be a little bit.
me, she can eat a whole hot dog. Turn around, I can have me a bologna sandwich sitting here, and she's
She
like,
wants it.
she wants it. Now she's sitting there looking at the camera.
Yep. And you're right, Beverly. The world is getting crazy.
Faith, you want
Absolutely.
in? Faith, are you ready to come in? Okay, not yet. Yes, I have
Well,
speaker and microphones on my cameras, so I can talk and communicate and listen. So, but
well, that's good.
see, there she is,
Hello, Faith.
and she's looking like, "Where's the egg?"
I,
I mean, I don't mind letting her go out and play and all this stuff, but it's like, oh, now she's at the door. Be right back, ladies and gentlemen.
okay. She is. She's an old lady. She's 15. Let me do the math here.
Oh,
She's 105.
yeah, it's funny. I can open up a cheese wrapper. My
I
dog will.
I think you
I
I,
can sit
I,
taller,
I think you're on mute.
whistle. I can snap my fingers. I can clap my hands or whatever. The cheese
Your
wrapper,
your sound is not working well. Something's weird.
she'll show
I
up.
think you're muted or something. Can you hear me?
I can't hear you.
Can't hear you.
Can't hear me either.
I don't know what. I wonder if it's the camera thing.
Okay.
Okay, what the heck? Ay, ay, ay. Eh, Weird. I don't know. But you can't hear me and I can't hear you. No bumping here. I haven't touched anything. As far as I know, everything is kosher on my end. I have no idea. Tinfoil hat.
Restart, 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 restart.
I can almost hear you. It's like you're off in the distance somewhere. Can anybody else hear him? Is it just me? Can you hear me? Can anybody hear me? It's because of the hat. Oh, so you can hear me? Okay. All right.
Lori's loud and clear. Let me check.
That's
Can you
bizarre.
hear me now?
Oh, now I hear you now. Can you hear me?
Yep.
You can't hear.
Yeah,
It's
I can
you.
hear you. Yep.
It's
You
your
know what it was?
connection.
You know what it was?
What?
This computer and its update or whatever doesn't like my speakers, and my speakers are tied into that.
The microphone
And then
too.
it goes, well, the microphone's on the laptop and the camera. And so all I did was unplug that little deal that's into the USB on my camera or my computer. I unplugged it and then plugged it back in and sweep.
It was weird. It just happened as soon as you got back from letting the dog in.
But yeah, I didn't touch anything. It's just that there's like a conflict. So what I'm going to do is after this is I'm going to shut down the computer, restart it, or shut it down completely, and then restart it, and then I don't know.
Reboot.
Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for.
That's really weird. I don't know.
Remember, if you look in the dictionary, Webster's to be exact, under Murphy's Law, it'll say C. Connor. That's my luck.
That's uh that's not what we call it.
When somebody wins the lottery, they call me because I have to pay them.
Uh
And I
if
don't
anybody
play.
else would like to join us, they can just click on the link and
Well, now that I know
come
what
on
it
up.
is,
If I know who you are,
and you've been here
you can.
before,
Yep,
and you've commented in the chat before,
yep.
and you live in the and then let's see, what's that list?
And the 50.
Let me go down to the let me go down the list of all of the requirements, right? For Miss Hi Lori. Oy vey.
That was weird. Okay, so now that we got that all straightened out,
Well, what I want to see.
that was just really weird.
Well, what's weird is that it cut you off to me, but was everybody else
No,
still hearing Lori?
they were all hearing me, and they weren't hearing you.
Okay, they were hearing me as well.
So they weren't.
Oh, so okay.
They couldn't
So
hear
everybody heard.
you, but they could hear me.
So when are you going to come down and fix this computer then?
Uh, well, why don't you ship it to me and I'll send it back when I'm done?
Well, it's
No, don't
almost
do that.
the funny thing is that this computer is almost a year old.
Yeah. My son's decided to have a fit last week. It was the fan inside was making a terrible noise. It started rattling like crazy.
Right.
He had to pull it apart and clean it, get the dust out of it, and put it back together and pray that it was going to work after that. And it quieted it right down. All it was packed with dust. We have a
Well,
very dusty house. We
oh,
have a highway not too far away, and there's always truck traffic. And, in the wintertime, they're always putting salt and sand on the roads. So there's a lot of dust in the air.
well, it's windy here in Oklahoma.
Avid?
Hello, brother Avid. Shalom. Uh, and
Unknown. I don't think so, Avid.
but anyway, up here in Oklahoma, it's windier than ever, and I am finding out that I am desperately needing to replace windows because the windows are not that great,
Drafty? Yeah,
and it's like
I know.
so. I'm like, I think if I had to do it all over again, the move and all that, I think I would have. I think I would have gone to a different city and all this because, but I was, unfortunately, I was in the last week before I had to be out in house in Texas to get up here.
Hurry up and decide. Yeah. I hate being in that kind of a situation. I
I mean,
don't like being forced to make a decision when I'm not ready to.
well, and at the same time, you got to remember, I was in Texas and my cousins were up here looking at these homes for me. And plus, I was hiring a home inspector. And so between
Yeah.
them, I was making the final decision. It's not their fault or I'm not blaming them or anything like that. It's just that, and time was of the essence. So,
Yeah. Of
I mean, I can't complain. I
course.
mean, the house was listed as a 2 bedroom and one bath, and I've got 3 bedrooms and 1.5 baths. Plus, I've got 3 lots, that my property's on. So if I
Th-
was
That's a good bonus.
well, and if I ever miraculously became wealthy, yeah, I'd tear the house down and I would build a better house with a basement.
Yes. That you don't have to go halfway across the yard to try and get to in the middle of a tornado. But that never made sense to me. Why people had to build a storm cellar across 100 yards across the pond. It's like, what the hell?
You said he double hockey picks.
I'm
Stick.
sorry, I didn't mean to. Hello, Kevin.
Hello, brother Kevin.
Everybody's popping in to say hi tonight. Thank you all so much.
Please
Much
like, comment, and
appreciated.
make sure you are subscribed.
Yeah, that's what the little banner says.
Oh yes,
Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button and share it with your friends. Thank you.
this public service announcement has been brought to you by old Catholic lady. Or no, what is it? Old school Catholic? Old school Catholic?
Close enough.
All right,
One of which.
what is it?
It's
Old.
old school Catholic.
Okay, okay. You got to watch out for that lady on that channel. Whew.
Oh,
She's got
hey,
a she's got that 4 foot ruler that will come over, and if you're misbehaving, whap.
you know what? I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you what I carry around. If I can find it.
If you can find,
Uh,
you mean it's not within arm's reach, like mine? Hmm. Meanwhile, while we wait, we'll have.
okay, let me let me do this. If I can figure out how to do this now. If I can remember. Nope, that's not the right one.
You got to jump through hoops and go through a ring of fire, and
What the heck? No, that's not what I want to do. What the heck?
it's not me this time.
I'm just trying to figure out how to. That's not what I want. Ah, here it is. Image.
Did you get any emails from M today?
I did. Copy, paste, open. What do you mean file not found? You stupid thing. Okay, fine. File not found.
Oh wow, Evan. I never had that problem because I didn't attend those type of schools. It didn't get me on the knuckles. They got me on the derriere with a paddle. Oh yeah, yeah, that's her. Yeah, you need to make that as a your yeah
My avatar.
for the other channel. I see
Okay, now how do I
I
get
can
rid of
see the
this?
resemblance.
You see that?
I,
Everybody stay in line. Oh man, I couldn't resist.
of course.
I got that years and years ago when I was on the Glenn Beck boards. Oh, what did I miss while I was hunting for a picture?
Uh, well, stitching and
Just people
ties.
saying hello. I remember getting bloody knuckles at school from when the dag blasted rulers across the knuckles. Did you go to Catholic school or did you go to a regular school that had some nasty teachers?
Avid. I went to a public school.
And the holy water. Mm-hmm. Yep.
I went to public schools in Oklahoma, and then my parents drastically moved to Baltimore, Maryland. I will refrain from that. Finally,
Yeah.
finally, we moved to Fort Worth, Texas. So I went to Fort Worth Independent School District in Texas.
Avid, that's very good for you. You can drink holy water. It's good for you. It washes out the bad.
So what's been happening
Uh,
today with you, Miss Lori?
I'm sorry.
What have you been doing? What are you up
I
to?
haven't, today, I haven't been up to much of anything except searching for old friends on YouTube. And I
Oh,
posted a couple of things on YouTube. One from my friend Myra, the fiddler that we used to play music with every week. And I found I found Chuck and Mud, and I posted their channel as a
wow.
featured channel on my homepage. And Ron Carlson, I posted his channel.
I goofed it. There we
They
go.
don't look like they did when we played music all the time, though.
Well, yeah, I imagine.
Of course, Myra hasn't changed much. She always looked young.
Well, to answer your
She
question,
always looked the same age. What
I was going to answer. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go?
what year did you
Alyssa
graduate high
or
school?
Lisa asked, "What year did I graduate?" I
Yeah.
didn't graduate. Uh, at the end of my sophomore year, I was signed up and joined the U.S. military. Later on in life, as promised to my mother, in her allowing me to go in at a very young age, I was to get the GED. So, and I passed on the first one, first attempt. So,
Me
and
too.
that was before they changed math to some of this, whatever you call it now, math, because I cannot,
Modern math.
you know,
Yeah, confusion math.
it's, so, but that's, so 79, yeah. And because that my family moved from Oklahoma to Baltimore, Maryland, to Fort Worth, Texas, I took third grade over just so I could catch up and be in sync with everyone. So I held myself back. Yes, I agree, Alyssa, or Lisa, excuse me. It doesn't make sense at all. And I'm not fond of the metric system because I grew up in inches and feet and yards, and
Yeah.
now they're sitting there. You now if somebody goes, well, it's 33 meters, I'm like, okay, what the heck is 33
My
meters?
that doesn't mean anything in my brain. It I can I You can explain it to me 100 different ways, and it just does not stick in there.
And I guarantee you, though, you better, if you own a car or build things or whatever, you better have a 10 millimeter socket and a 10 millimeter open end or ratchet wrench because,
We do have all of our tools in American Standard and metric
which
because
it's
my
ridiculous.
husband gets all antsy about the fact that it's metric.
Well, that's like, with me, it's like I'll start out with SAE or American Standard, and then I'm like, oh, it's not 3/8. It's got to be a 10 millimeter. Or it's not 7/16, it's not 3/8, it's a 10 millimeter. So I'll go back. But to me, it was like because we changed to metrics, we had to all go out, all the mechanics and all the people that had tools had to go out and spend a lot of money to get all of this new,
Hundreds of dollars to get a whole new set.
you know.
Stupid. That's what it was.
To me, it was one of
Because
those.
the rest of the world uses metric. Well, no, not exactly.
but the rest of the world does not fly Old Glory or the American flag.
This is true.
And not everybody speaks English. You know, I mean, it's like every country has their own ways. You know,
Absolutely.
good example. When I went to Paris, France, with my girlfriend who was Israeli, and her mother was Israeli, and her father was French. I tried, and I butchered it to speak French. Oh, that just made them even more mad. You know,
The
not
French are snotty boogers, I'm telling you. Trust me, I know. Because they look down their nose at Canadian French.
so, but yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. To me, no, I'm not going to go there. I'll be nice. I'm not going to say it.
So, Avid, were you going to Catholic schools when you were a kid? And was it because you were brought up Catholic, or was it because you were thrown out of public school and sent to a Catholic school to get straightened out?
I don't know, but right now he's in prison, according to him. Hi, Ace. So good to see you.
We call that purgatory, Avid. Yes. You know, in the Gospels where Jesus says something about the was it is it maybe it's in John's one of John's epistles or something where it talks about ah ah uh oh
You did it
there he
now,
is.
godmother.
Finally, been in prison for the last 15
Oh,
minutes. I've been
Well, I
saying that.
gave her the hint. I said
no
Abbott is in
way.
prison, and she
I've been
didn't
there for
click it.
15 minutes.
I'm
Well,
sorry,
let
Abbott.
me teach
I
you a
didn't see
trick,
you
Abbott.
down there.
With
You should have
Lori,
said something in chat.
I
you got
did.
to have a flashlight, and so that when you are in the basement, you can sit here and do this,
Hey,
and
my,
it gets
my
your
flashlight
attention.
burned out doing that. Then I put in chat, I'm in prison. I can't get out.
Well, that's why.
I thought you were talking about work.
No. And no, I'm
You
not a
got to.
Catholic. My mom put me in Catholic school to see if they could straighten my little butt out, and it didn't work.
It didn't work, huh?
No, I got kicked out
So
of
you were,
I got kicked out of Catholic schools and put back in the public schools.
oh man.
They told my mom don't
After what you were saying the other night, I'm telling you, you were a little hellion.
Not many people wanted to be around me when I was young. Me and my brothers, especially people who
Mm,
had
Oh,
gardens.
hi, Rebecca.
Hey, Rebecca. Especially
Becca,
if anybody in
welcome
my neighborhood
aboard.
or in that town I was in that had big gardens, and they had a good garden, and I found it that night, it got raided, and there was nothing left in the garden.
Oh, shame on you. Ah,
Hey, we ate good for a week,
if
but my mom
what
never
would you
knew.
do if somebody did that to your garden?
Well, our garden, my mom always planted it, but it never grow.
Oh no.
So,
She'd go out, she'd plant it, she'd go out there, water it every morning. It'd stay green, and she'd come home at lunch and water it again in 100-degree weathers, and 20 minutes later it'd be dead.
Uh
She burned it.
yeah. Cold water on hot plants, that's not a good thing. Watering at
So
noon is not a good time to be watering anything.
My mom always wondered where all these vegetables, watermelons, cantaloupes, and potatoes came from. All the
Oh,
veggies that were in these gardens, she's wondering where they came from.
oh man.
Awesome, Rebecca.
Until she was at the gas station one time and heard people talking about people raiding their gardens. And she put two to two together.
And did she slap you?
I'll put it this way: drop cords across the back end,
Yeah.
bare butt, and getting spanked with drop cords. See how long you sat on after that.
Yeah.
And she was
It
not
didn't
like
take it didn't take long to learn not to do stuff again if you got the little belt across the butt.
well,
Oh,
I got
mine
more
was
than a belt. It'll either be drop cords, splash waters, willow branches, razor straps, whatever she could get her hands on. But I still wouldn't did the veggies.
You didn't have a dad at home?
No,
Oh, okay.
no father figure.
That's a shame.
But
That'll do it every time.
uh-huh. But she spent more time working two jobs, and when she wasn't working, she was never home. So
Yeah.
cats away, the mice
I
will
know
play.
that's exactly.
And boys, I like
Exactly.
I loved it of a night. I could sneak around. I could hit people. Me and my brothers could hit people's gardens. And one time, my brother didn't listen to me when I told him to run, but he bent over and picked something up, and he got buckshot. Rock salt.
I was gonna say rock salt.
Rock salt right up the backside.
Yep.
Ooh,
We
I
told
remember
him.
my dad talking about that. It's
Hey,
like, yeah, I don't think I want that. I've gotten salt in a wound, and I knew what that felt like, and I said, no, 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 I don't want no rock salt. Thank you.
hey, he was still at. We told him to run, and he just had to go, to bend over and pick up this 15-pound watermelon. Showed his butt to the guy, and that guy let him have it.
Oh dear.
I'll be
Me
right
and my
back.
brother was home. Was home. We hid the vegetables underneath the trailer. We sat out in the yard. Mom says, "We got to go get your brother now. He got buckshot up the butt and take him to the hospital."
Oh jeez.
Yeah, you had heard him scream back in the ER when they tried to put rubbing alcohol in his wound with rock salt.
Oh no. Oh. Oh, that had to hurt. Oh,
That was pain.
ouch.
I learned the
Rebecca, I just finished Logan's hat. Now I will be starting on the next person's purple hat. Oh, cool.
I learned a
I
good
like purple.
chemical reaction between rock salt and rubbing alcohol that night.
Yeah.
Yeah, at my brother's
Uh,
expense.
oh,
It burns.
nasty.
It
I bet
really
it burns.
burns. Not only does it burn,
One,
but it flows in the skin.
uh, one on its own burns. You put them together and they got to be a heck of a lot worse.
Well, it's like an acid that turns the skin white and keeps it white. And
Yeah.
once
Yeah.
that skin around it gets burnt
Like,
white, it won't go back to natural complexion.
like hydrogen
It's just,
peroxide.
no, it's
That
like a
turns
starch.
your skin white.
No, this keeps it that white until no matter how old you get, it will never go back to its regular color.
Oh, really?
Uh huh.
Oh, oh, ouch.
Trust me,
Well,
he didn't get it once. He got it three
I'm
different
slowly
times.
turning white.
Hey, You can play connected dots with my brother's backside. He didn't get it once. He got it about 4 or 5 different times
Ugh,
within a month.
that is bad. You know, every time I see you, I think of my brother because you
Why?
look so much like him. In fact,
Yeah, but I
let
guarantee
me
he was
see.
an angel compared to me.
Oh, I'm not so sure of that.
Oh, I am.
Uh,
How many times have you seen
image.
your brothers use umbrellas to jump off a garage to try to make them into parachutes?
Let me see.
We tried using umbrellas for parachutes. We tried pillowcases. We tried sheets off a garage, off a second story window, off the roof. God had his hands full with me when I was a child.
Ah, there it is. Oh no, don't do that to me, you stupid thing. I'm sorry. I'm trying to find a picture of my brother and it keeps.
Computer don't like you, does it?
That's my brother Tom. And
Nice
that's a
fish.
nice little striper.
Actually, that ain't little. That's about a 25-pound fish.
Yeah, that's his
That
big
ain't little.
one.
That ain't
He was
little.
happy as a clam that day.
I'd have played
That
that
was a
boy out.
nice fish.
I'd have played that boy out and took the nuggets out of the cheeks and had a nice meal out of that.
Yeah, I think he was in I think he was out at I can't think of the name of the cove just off of Rhode Island. Ah,
The Rhode Island has way too many coves.
well, yeah, it's islands all over the place.
Yeah,
They
but
call
in
it
that
Rhode
place,
Island, but it's a bunch of islands.
yeah, but you got that little hook going like that, and you got all those little coves in that hook going all the way back up, and
Yep,
it's like, nah, too many to count.
yeah, yeah. It was down. Oh, I can't remember the something point, not Rocky Point. I can't remember the name of it. Anyway, that's one picture that. Uh, how do we get rid of it now? Oh yeah,
I have no clue.
remove, remove.
You know the
Okay.
best thing I like doing to teachers after they slap my knuckles with those rulers. They turned around and walked off. I'd take a rubber band, put it across my finger, and just pew, shoot them with it.
If they were nuns and they were in their habits, they had so many layers that you couldn't have hit them anyway.
No, when I put it on the backside of that rubber band, they felt it.
Maybe.
A carpet tack, you'd feel it,
Okay.
especially when you sit down in your chair.
You are mean. Mean, mean, mean.
I was looking for. Hey, I didn't get attention at home when I was trying everything I could to get positive attention at school, and I was going about it all the wrong way. I got attention, but not the attention I wanted.
Yeah.
And my grandmother says, "How much time?" Asked my mom how much time she spends at home. I says, "None." He goes, that explains a lot.
I wish I had a picture. I know I probably have a picture of Tom with his beard because he had a beard like yours too.
This is the shortest I've ever had a beard.
Let me see if I can find it.
Yeah, one night I attempted to take my mom's car apart piece by piece with a wrench.
Okay, there's
And this is when I was 10 years old. I tried
9 or 10 years old.
I tried to disassemble my mom's car. Take my mom's car apart.
Ugh.
Hey, at 12
Oh,
o'clock
that's
at 12 o'clock at night,
why did you do that?
I wanted to see how it worked.
Uh-huh. Okay. There he is with his beard when it was trimmed and when he was older.
I wanted
When
to
he
see
was
how
younger, it was a lot longer and bushier, and but he was always he's been bald. He was bald when he was in his late 20s, I think. My dad was bald at 21.
I didn't start losing my hair until I was 56.
Really?
Yeah, that's mainly because of low doors and ceiling fans.
All right, what I miss?
Oh, we were just yakking. I was just showing Avid pictures of my brother Tom with his big fish
A
and
big
his
fish.
beard.
She
Well,
found out what I did tried to do to my mom's car because I tried to figure out how it ran.
Yeah, he wanted to know how his mom's car ran, so he decided to start taking it apart at about 11 o'clock at night.
and you're still alive, Avid?
I'm surprised that it was God's grace that kept me alive.
Hmm.
Like I said, when I was a kid, God had His hands busy with me.
Yeah, keeping you alive.
I
Yeah, keeping
imagine
me
you
alive.
and just think what your guardian angel was going through.
Yeah, no
Oh, I
kidding.
know. It,
He
it
was
probably
working
was.
overtime.
I guarantee you that guardian angel, if he had, if God would have allowed me to slap me with that sword, not specifically, I needed something at that age because I tell you what,
I'll be back on
hell and
camera in just a few minutes, folks. I'm just indulging in a snack,
a
and I didn't
little
I didn't want to
snacky.
be rude.
I was hell on wheels. Me and my brothers were hell on wheels when we were kids. If we didn't get spanked every day or twice, 2 or 3 times a day, we weren't loved.
Uh,
We felt we were doing something wrong if we didn't get spanked.
Huh.
well, no, you were doing something right for a change. You just didn't see it that way.
No, it didn't. That's how. Hey, that's how I. That's how I seen love is by getting spanked and beat 2 or 3 times a day.
That's,
Okay, Rebecca.
yeah. Did you get it?
Not yet. I got
No,
what I saw Rebecca's comment, but I haven't got her text yet.
Yeah.
good.
I was going to ask you if you saw that.
I I was I knew right from wrong, but I knew if I did what I did, I knew I was gonna get loved by a spanking.
That's
If it,
not love.
is it being chastised? By stitching.
Good night, Stitching. Elisa, take care. Thanks for coming in.
Uh,
Ace is right on the ball. She's putting up links right and left here.
oh, I know. I tell you what,
She's awesome.
she's a blessing.
She
Hey,
is
I'm
definitely.
glad. I'm glad I'm gray in chat.
Huh?
I'm glad I'm gray in chat. I don't have to do nothing
Oh,
in chat.
that's right. I haven't made you a mod yet, have I?
No.
Well, you don't come in very often.
Oh, I'm in here
You're
more than
only
what
here
you
once.
think. Hey, half the time I don't speak.
I was in your live for a little bit earlier.
I come in here half most of the time, but most of the time I don't say anything.
Yeah, because you're sneaky like that. I know. Sneaking around.
You know, you can learn a lot doing that. You can learn
That's
a lot from
true.
people. I learned that one
Yep.
a long. I learned that one when I was 12 years old.
Yep. Just sit quiet and make believe you're not even there, and people
No,
will
I
just
learned
keep
that
talking and talking, and you'll learn all kinds of things. Some
at
things
12
you
years old.
wish you never learned.
At 12 years old, I was 5'8", 180, and I could walk across a squeaky floor and not make a sound. I could be standing behind my mom, hearing her back talk us, while our grandmother's looking at her, seeing me right behind her.
12
And
years
she
old,
just,
I was pouring draft beer at my mother and father's bar.
at 12 years old, my mom would go get 2 cases of beer, go to work, and come home with 2 cases of empty. I was drinking her beer.
Ah, I hated beer. Oh my God.
Well, she wouldn't buy sodas or Kool Aid or anything for us to make the drink. So she spent the money on beer. I'm like, okay, I drink her
So you
beer.
drank it on her.
Uh huh. Henri, that's a polite word,
Payback.
Ace. That's a polite word to use.
Ornery.
That's a polite word.
Ornery. Yep. I was not a big fan of beer. I hated the smell of it.
I didn't really like it until after I got old enough to understand the side effects of it,
Yeah.
like the headaches, the
I,
rotten gut feeling, the
yeah, that's another thing.
what is that?
Let me bigify you. Hold on a second. Hold on. Let me see if I can get this stupid thing to work.
I've been authorized to show this. It's hard to
Is
Nice
tell.
that
hat.
I
Nice
wish I
hat.
is
could.
it black or
No,
charcoal gray?
here, maybe that's better. The top
Not
portion
really.
is purple. The bottom portion is kind of a burgundy. That's the hat
Oh,
that she made
That could
is
be
that the
your
one
hat.
for Logan?
for Logan.
He'll like it.
Oh yes. Okay, you can
It'll
make me
keep his
small.
head warm.
You can
I'll
make
get
me
down.
small again, please and
Okay,
thank you.
Yeah,
certainly.
my high school colors were purple and gold.
Uh, I like purple and gold. Um, that's the LA Kings colors.
This was in L.A., but it was purple and gold, but they were called the El Paso Comets. Ace,
Our
I
school
was,
cover our blah, 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 blah. That's easy for me to say. Our
I will
school
put it
colors
this way:
were green and white.
when I was a kid, I made honorary people look like angels.
And you're proud of that?
No, but at that time I was.
Yeah, I bet you were.
Gives his way of getting attention.
Yeah. That's how my brother was. That's how he ended up in a special school.
I didn't end up in no special school. They thought there was something wrong with me, so they tried to put me in special ed.
Yeah.
That didn't work.
He I don't
I
think I
did.
want to go back there.
Woo, that coffee went down the wrong way.
The
My
principal,
favorite I like my favorite color is purple or blue, not not together.
my favorite color was not purple and gold either, but that is my school colors.
Yeah, ours were green and white. Green and white fight.
And my high school principal, my grade school principal, and the school board thought I needed to be put in special ed with how I was acting out.
Because you were always acting up.
Yep.
That's what they do with kids that act up all the time. They put them in special ed
T- 3 days
because the
in,
teachers don't want to deal with them.
3 days in, that special ed teacher went to the principal and says, "Get him out of my class. He ain't special anymore."
Ain't nothing special about him. He's just a ornery little booger.
That's exactly what she said. Principal asked,
Hmm.
how do you know he's just honorary? He goes, one, he confessed it, and two, no special ed kid's going to put carpet tacks in my chair.
Did you see Rebecca's chat, Lori, to you?
Yeah, she said she asked me if she said she thought my favorite colors were purple and blue. Well, I do like purple and I do like blue, but not necessarily together. I like I like different shades of purple, light purple, dark purple. Blah, 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 blah.
She
My
also
mouth
likes
does not want to work tonight.
she also likes international orange,
No.
so that the deer can see her.
Well, I do have my raggedy
Don't get me started
orange.
on deer. Don't get me started on deer. I started
What?
hunting at a real young age, and I got really good at my shots. A deer would pop its
I
head up,
never
and
I never went hunting.
I'd make deer headless real quick.
I my brother, that's another thing Tom did. Tom was always he was either hunting in the fall or he was fishing all pretty much all year round.
Well, that's
He went
right.
ice fishing in the winter and deep sea fishing and fishing offshore in the ocean and fishing in brooks and rivers and ponds and lakes for you name it. Anything that swam in a river or or lake, he was gonna catch it.
So that was the guy that was in my pool the other day fishing.
Well,
You
he
sure
must
it
have
was
been a
him and not
ghost.
me?
Do what?
You sure it was him and not me?
Well, she was sitting there saying that he's the outdoorsman and all this. You're just a troublemaker.
Hey, I got big rods. I could hide from a tree and have my rods have over your pool with a hook in it, waiting for something to bite.
Yeah, like I got a pool.
Yeah, right. Oh
So,
no, I don't like the color of bruises. Well, well, never mind. I'm not going to go into it because everybody will think I'm weird, and I am, but I don't need to advertise.
One good thing about me, Ace,
Yeah, exactly. The color of bruises, just not the bruise.
I, that's one good thing about me. Even when I was a kid, even till now, I never bruised. You could hit me and beat me all you want, and that'd be enough. I wouldn't show a bruise.
That's weird.
so Abbott, I don't remember. So correct my old memory. Are you coming to any of the meetups?
Uh, I'd like to, but right now with my sister and the condition she's in, I'm trying to stay close to home.
Okay.
How's she doing anyway?
She's still having. She's still waiting to find out if they're going to be doing surgeries.
Uh, well, she'll still be in my prayers.
And just so you know, Lori and all those in chat and Avid, I did talk to Trey today
Oh,
earlier
you did?
by phone. Gave him the third degree and the fourth. About to give him the fifth, but anyway, I know I
Oh,
called him
because you don't
mainly.
get to see Bunny no more.
Well, I did mention that it's been 2 weeks of, and I also mentioned, but he did say from Trey that he will be going live tomorrow night, Monday
Oh,
night,
he will. Oh,
Monday night.
good.
And
Okay.
I said, well, it's probably a good thing because it's been a month since you've done a live.
Yeah. Yeah. And everybody's worried about him. Everybody's thinking about him. And
And
Jessica, how's she doing?
um, her appointment for the specialist is in July.
What? Are you kidding me?
Have
That
I
What
ever
is?
can't.
lied to you? Would this face lie to you?
No comment.
Really?
If he shows up at the meetup, you can slap him.
He has to find me first.
It won't affect him. He's like,
That's true.
he's
It
got
won't
so
bruise
much
him, that's for sure.
he's got so much of the, accustomed to it that it's like it won't do any good.
Yeah, yeah.
Slap me, I'd probably turn around and ask him for another one.
But what would hurt him is that if you took his fishing pole and went click,
Yeah.
No,
That
that would get
that
you
would
hurt.
that might even tick him
That
off.
that'd probably get you hurt.
The channel name for Trey is Our Louisiana Life.
life.
That'd probably get someone hurt breaking one of them things.
But you're a God
Uh,
fearing man. I didn't do harm to you, just to a material item, sir.
Yeah, but that puts food on my table. I I use that to put food on my table. One, I might not do anything, but every ride in my truck, that'd probably be a different story.
Well, I wouldn't do that,
No.
but I like how it said. Ace says, "What's the channel name, Chris, for Trey?" So apparently, my name is now Lori. That's
I'm
Chris.
sorry.
And I'm
You
Trey.
guys were yakking, so I figured I'd just help out.
She's lending a helping hand.
I am. That's what I
Yeah,
do.
go ahead, put your hand out there and see what happens.
Oh, yeah. Maybe he'll bite it off.
Who?
Not me.
Who
I
put
might
your hand up?
handcuff it, but I won't. I won't bite it off.
I mean, slap it, but it won't bite it off.
Because zip ties can be your friend,
Yes, they can.
Depends on how strong they are.
dude. If you can break out of the handcuff zip ties that I've got, then you're Superman.
Superman? Is it what you call manipulating the ties?
Yes, I'm familiar. the
It's how you manipulate them to break them. It's not being Superman. It's not. It's knowing the weak points of them.
well, that's like the weak
You got it, Ace.
chain in the link.
Uh huh. Same
Thank
thing
you,
with it.
Ace.
Same
Thank you,
thing with
Ace.
handcuffs. Is knowing the weak link of the part.
Yeah. My weak
You
link
are,
is shrimp, steak.
you are the weakest link.
Even a
Goodbye.
well cooked even a well barbecued slow smoked brisket.
Yeah, I can. I
I've
can.
never had that. I have never
Oh,
had a brisket.
and the burnt
I
ends.
could, hey,
Oh man.
hey, I could cook you a brisket
Never had it.
for up to 18 to
There's no
23
place.
hours that would melt in your mouth.
There's no place up here that has it. I was tempted to buy a piece and do it on because I was actually watching YouTube and there was a guy that showed how to do it on a
Uh-huh.
Weber kettle.
Exactly,
We
Rebecca.
have a Weber kettle.
And and the reason why you can do that with those police Ziploc ties is you got a weak link right behind that little square head. And as you do it, you put the force on it, and it's taking that weak link and ripping it and popping it apart.
Yeah, but that is the. How can I put it? Those are the store bought zip ties, and then maybe no the heavy duty ones even.
I'm talking about
The
the police Ziploc handcuff ties.
the official ones, are still thicker, stronger than the store bought ones,
Yeah, but all of them behind that head where you zip that thing through there,
right?
the main head always has a ghostly white line. That's a weak link.
Well, I mean, anything made or manufactured and all that. I mean, look at handcuffs, steel metal handcuffs. They can be defeated with a
Yeah,
shim. You
no.
know,
Uh, Everybody goes with a shim for the metal handcuffs. All they need is a small point and that little uh, pin on the back.
Is
Pop that out, and it'll come right off.
well, the
Now,
shim
okay,
though is more easily hidden because you can make a shim out of a aluminum Coke bottle.
mm-hmm.
But
But you
that's
know
all I'm
what?
going to say about that.
You can use a car seat belt to pop out that
did
pin.
you
When a cop handcuffs you into that car, or seatbelts you in that car, You can use that seatbelt corner to pop out that pin in that handcuff.
I've been handcuffed.
Okay, Rebecca, I'll bring my pink handcuffs in just so we can
Did
have
you
some
see?
content for YouTube.
Did you see
I'm
what you
joking.
said before? Is it true if you put your hands together and force your hands down
Well, you
on
do
your
Yep,
that.
leg that you can
it will.
split them
You do
apart?
it like this, and you go
Yep.
down on your legs. You break those
Yeah.
zip tie handcuffs.
Yep. I learned that from 007.
I learned that one from Marine Special Forces.
Well, 007 was first before I ever went into the military. I went into the military in
Hey,
79.
I was a military brat, so wherever my father went for a while, I followed, and the Special Forces taught me a lot. Before they found out how rotten I was.
So what you're saying, Avid, is that you're special.
Yeah, it's not fun, Rebecca. Trust me. Handcuffs are never fun.
I don't know.
I was arrested and handcuffed, and I was laughing the whole time because I'm saying, why am I being arrested for fraud? What?
I was
Yeah.
detained 3 times when I was a kid in Ziploc, the zip ties, and all 3 times the cops turned their back and they turned back around. And I had my hands on my in front like this, and I'm like, "What's the zip ties?" I said, "On the ground, they're broken." They asked me what to do with a knife. I says, "I don't have a knife."
Hello, welcome back, Peter.
Hey,
Man,
good to see you back, Peter.
I just never liked anything on my wrist that kept me bound.
Uh,
Well, do you know
Trust
what
me,
that,
it's not fun.
besides being a copper bracelet, do you know what that is, Avid?
Yeah, that's a alert tag, medical alert.
Would you like to take a second guess?
I can't really see it that well, but
Oh, let me bigify him.
Oh Lord, you don't have to dignify. It's a copper bracelet, has some writing on it. But it's upside down, I'm sure, because
oh, okay.
but it
I
has
got a
writing.
one.
It says Colonel Robert A. Gavon, U.S.
Oh, okay.
Air Force, April Fools, 1967, Laos.
Oh, okay. I thought it was one of those medical bracelets.
No, sir. And just to show that I haven't had a shower, you can tell. Look at the green.
I
Look
see
at
that.
Oh,
the.
green.
I see the green, and then I
Yuck.
see the white.
I'm telling you, wet wipes won't do it.
You need me to send you a case of Brillo pads?
Baking soda and water.
No, no. The only problem, I mean, it's uh, basically it's just I'm seriously going to either go to my cousins, which they live in Kansas, and and I'm gonna like, hey, I'm here for a shower. Okay, thank you, bye. Yeah.
I'm telling you, the best thing to do for the bracelet, if you're going to wear it all the time, is to paint it with clear nail polish.
I can't wear bracelets or any kind of metal.
And it will keep it from turning your wrist green.
Last time I wore a silver necklace, my body ate the metal and it fell apart.
Uh,
Well, I had a
yeah.
stainless steel one that was thinner and of the same name and all that. and I finally, because once I put it on, they're on. I don't take them off.
I had a copper bracelet on once when I was a kid, and within 4 days it was burned black by the chemical reaction in my skin and that copper. The copper got turned
Yeah,
black.
some
So
people have a very bad reaction to metal.
no, it's just a chemical reaction that's in my body against the metal. So
The
Yeah,
only the only
exactly.
reaction, the bad reaction I have to any metals is lead.
Lead is not fun.
If you understand the meaning,
I can understand it
Yeah,
right there. I got one.
I get it.
I mean, I've been shot with BBs because we had BB wars.
38.
A 38.
I didn't see what Ace said before. I can find a fun link if you want. Handcuffs.
Well,
LOL.
that's how come I put my mouth over, or my hand over my mouth, because I almost went into the late night talk because I was going to say something about handcuffs. But anyway, and I closed it off.
Don't get me started with what I used to say about handcuffs when I was a kid.
So,
Oh man.
but it's midnight for Lori already,
Poor girl.
Yes, it is.
or excuse me, it's midnight for Chris.
Yeah, Chris, what are you doing up at midnight already?
Yeah, what are you doing, Chris?
Isn't it past your bedtime, Chris?
I think Chris is confused.
No,
Yes.
You
she's
didn't
getting
catch it earlier?
frustrated with that look on her face.
Oh
She's
no,
he's
no!
he's being difficult.
I guarantee you that if Lori and I ever really meet face to face, the first thing she's going to do is, "Whop, that's for this. Whop, that's for that. Now I'm going to give you a hug.
I don't think so.
No hugs?
The hug will definitely come first, then the slap.
Oh,
By the way.
Yeah.
I don't do hugs.
Why?
It's
Yeah, you and Dale, huh?
no, it's something I learned a long time ago. I never got one when I was a kid, so that way I'm like, okay, hugs ain't for me. So I've never been into hugs.
I'm a hugger. I'm
Uh,
a hugger. I'm a
that
trigger.
was your problem as a kid.
Hang on, hang on. Let's everybody get into on the sofa. It's time for Dr. Lori. Well, Lori, when I was young,
I am gonna slap.
oh, now I got all the white. Look, I'm a ghost. Woo-hoo. There he goes.
Yeah. Oh, that's better.
But see how it's like it's like everything behind me is dark. I find it really interesting that if I turn on my Star David, the blue
There
light,
you go. There's
yeah,
dark.
yeah.
If you have them both on at the same time, what happens then?
Oh, I got a new comment from our Louisiana Life on YouTube.
Uh-oh.
There, you can't tell.
Oh,
But
that's
if
really
I do
weird. Well,
this,
yeah, it does lighten it up a little bit in the back.
there, poof. That little bitty light lights up the whole room, whereas this one, the LED light, which is more lights than that, I find that astounding. So now I got to go and see what my brother. Let's see, ding, ding, ding.
Did you
Oh,
say he
he's
sent you?
replying. he was replying to a old 8 days ago. He's replying to my comment that I put. So he's trying to catch up. That's what he's doing.
Yeah.
I'm giving her all she's got, Captain. She can't take anymore.
They can't take anymore.
At least when he's with his wife, we know he ain't going to be getting electroshock therapy.
Trey has a talent for having run-ins with electricity.
Whether, yeah, some reason he wants to test whatever he puts a battery to or he hooks up.
It
Yep.
all started with a
Like-
9-volt battery.
Uh-huh. Then it went to the hot wire fence and then went to the deer feeder. What will it be next?
Who
You
knows?
need your car battery replaced? Here, hold on.
Yeah, hold
oh,
on.
there you go.
Hold on both these pegs for me, Trey. Tell me if they work. But the hot wire, hey, the hot wire when he touched it put him on the ground. It put him down to his knees.
That was pretty bad. It's like
I knew it was going to
wham!
happen. Hey, I knew it was going to happen when he touched it.
I tell you what. I mean, I have not got to meet. I've only got to meet Amy and Chris from the community. That's in person. But for whatever reason, Trey and I are just best friends, and I call him my best friend and all that. But even though we haven't met, I think if he and I got together and had just had a weekend, it would be the male version of Thelma and Louise. All the trouble that we get into.
No! Don't go near any cliffs.
Well, no, I'm not talking about that or anything illegal. I'm just saying, though, the stuff that we would get in. But I would come back so red faced and so sore from laughing.
I bet.
I'd be thinking Chris and Trey'd be the new version of Dukes of Hazzards.
Oh.
No, Luke
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good reference. I'll have to ask him about that.
Them Dukes.
But if he keeps getting more rain, just like I asked him, he was telling me that he's been getting all this rain and all that stuff. And I said, well, it's either you're going to either be wearing waders or you're going to be having to call the Cajun Navy come rescue you.
No, he should build an ark.
He should what?
He should build an ark.
Well, he told me he's on most, like all of his cows and stuff, they're on high ground. He said he's on high ground. And I'm like, yeah, well, the 40-year flood could happen and I think he said he had up to 10 inches so far this year.
I just had a thought. You said you have one of those blue barrels, water barrels.
I have two.
Why don't you just stick them out in the backyard and collect rain?
Because it's been snowing.
Well, snow melts and turns to water eventually.
But mine are sealed, and this is what they call it, folks. So don't blame me. Don't think I'm talking devilish. But mine have a bung hole on them. So in other words, screw cap that you screw in, but you've got to have a bung wrench to remove it.
You got to take care of that. You know how you open that? Channel locks.
No, it doesn't have a. It's flat.
Yeah, it's a flat, but it has a
Then you
little,
take the channel locks.
it has a little cross inside. You put the channel locks inside that cross, and you open them up all the way to where it locks in tight. And you do it like a wrench.
The only thing is that it's all plastic. It's a plastic
It'll
cap,
rip it.
plastic threads, and a plastic
Yeah, that can
barrel.
hurt it. Channel
Uh,
ain't gonna hurt it. It'll open it.
you don't know my luck.
Eh,
It's about like me when I was a kid. When I couldn't get it open, I went and borrowed a friend's 12 gauge and put a hole in it.
that's not going to help you if you want drinking water out of it.
Yeah, but it depends on where you put the hole with the 12 gauge.
Well, all I can say is that it's true. If you take a kitchen butter knife and you put it into an electrical outlet, shocking.
Oh, that's
Yes.
electroshock therapy. The fun part is watching your brother take a leak on electric fence.
Well, I'm not going to say how I know that. I'll leave it at that.
You've done it. That's why you know that.
Well, I did go to my great grandfather's and my grandfather's farm, when I was growing up in the summertime. That reminds me of a song, In the Summertime. Da, 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 da. But anyway, yes, I mean, everybody in my family that are surviving, us kids now or adults, we always ask when we get to like Thanksgiving or whatever get-togethers, we go, well, if you could have, you know, you know, go back into time and or have one person visit you now and all this, who would it be? And it's like everybody, great granddad, because our great grandfather was a person that he knew how to grow things, he knew how to catch catfish. There's a story behind that. Uh, anyway, so he was a very much a self provider, and he lived to be a ripe old age, up in his 90s. But anyway, the funny part is that one time they had a huge shop that was out there that was made out of haydock blocks and all this. It wasn't tall; it was just long, and they had all this and that and everything else in there. Didn't throw away anything. I come across an old crank telephone. Okay,
Ooh, yes.
Wow.
that had a crank telephone that
Right.
had the speaker and had the hearing
A little
device
hearing thing.
and
I
all that.
know exactly what you're talking about.
And then there was this two coils of wire,
Uh
and
huh.
at the end of it was two window weights, lead
Right.
weights. I never knew what the heck that was for. So one day in my later years, I asked, and I found out that they would use that to shock the fish when they'd go fishing. And I was told that that was after they got that after they were taking and dropping dynamite in it in the water.
Dynamite gets a heck of a response real quick.
So,
Oh, I bet.
yeah, but remember back in the
Dynamite
days,
will capsize a
everybody
boat.
had dynamite at their house to get rid of stumps, to get rid of this and that and the other thing. And so it was like, I'm sitting there going like, whoa,
Yeah.
I can just
Well,
see a
what do you
quarter
think
stick of
tannerite is
dynamite.
nowadays?
They drop it in the water and here come the fish.
Oh,
What do you think?
man.
What do you think tannerite is?
I'm sorry.
What do you think tannerite is?
Uh,
Tannerite?
hang on. Let me consult to my nerd to find out. Excuse me, Miss Lori. What is tannerite and what's in it?
I have no clue.
Well, I know they sell it, and they can sell it on at your local places. You
Yeah,
don't have to have a
they can
license.
sell it to you, but they only sell it to you in certain amount quantities.
and it's separated. Don't you have to mix part
Yes
A
and
with
no.
part B?
Yeah, but it's 10 times worse than dynamite.
Well, I'm
It'll take
glad I
a,
don't have any.
hey,
A
it'll take
brand
a
of
beaver.
binary explosive targets used for firearms practice and sold in kit from Wikipedia.
Actually, they don't use tannerite for target practice. They use tannerite to blow up beaver dams. It'll take a beaver dam and put it maybe 300 or 400 yards away from where it started. Where it was at, it's totally relocated. And all that water behind it comes gushing through. It's a real if you're close, expect to get bombarded from debris, mud, everything. Maybe a beaver or two.
Maybe a stick that goes right through your body.
Yeah, I've seen people. I've seen some people do it right within maybe 50 yards of where they were shooting, and they got behind the car real quick because they knew they were too close to where they needed to be. You want to hear a story about someone being stupid?
Oh, get ready. He's going to tell a story. You know what that means. Stand by for
No,
Paul
Uh-oh.
Case.
I'm not a fall case, but this is what my brother done when he was 14. You know the 25-pound propane cylinders?
25? I know 20.
Yeah, the 20 pounders.
Yeah.
He went and opened it. Nothing came out, so he thought. So he went and stood in front of it, and he didn't have no shirt on. He lit a match and threw it right into the front of it. You talking about barbecued?
Oh my God.
He was burned from here to his legs. Well,
I
hey,
believe it.
while mom was at work. And
Okay, what the
she
heck did I
she
do
just
wrong
married
here?
a stepdad that didn't wasn't paying attention to us, and well, propane experiment 101.
Yeah.
Wow.
Never stand in front of propane and throw a match at it. Then we found these box of bullets one time, and
Did you see what Troy said?
uh huh. I may
I'm
have to.
not.
Did you
I'm
see what
not.
Troy said in chat?
Yes, I'm not
Yeah.
saying anything about it though, because
Then
I don't want. You know.
Yeah,
then
don't say it out loud. Just
we went and dug a hole in a little pit, put 4 boxes of ammo in it, uh, sunk it with gasoline, and had the gas trail all the way back to where we were hiding, and we lit the gas.
oh my God. You guys
Bullets.
had a death wish.
The
The only
death
thing I
wish.
ever did was I made a potato gun. You could put potatoes in it, and then you have a certain thing to go in the back of it to propel it out. But that was a potato.
Mm.
Yeah, and this was from one of my mom's so-called husbands she tried to marry to give us some stature. That didn't work. That
So
marriage
what?
only
What? What? How can I put it? So all these things didn't work. So what made you
Fine.
finally change your ways or see the light or
What changed my ways?
yes.
What converted you?
I'm trying to remember that point real good because all the way up to 25, I did basically what I wanted to do.
Was that in the year 2525?
No,
No.
that's back in.
That was a smart remark towards me. Him and his stupid song that keeps getting stuck in my head.
I
Sorry.
put it this way: it was actually I'd say less than. I wouldn't be 25 years old. It was more like 15. I was playing football at school, and this big heavy guy thought they were trying to bully me around. I tackled him because he had the ball, and after that, the next round they decided to gang up on me and tackle me. And what they didn't realize was right where the football field was and where the concrete curb was right
Okay.
close to it. They body slammed me, and my head bounced off that curb, and I was out. I woke up in the hospital.
Oh, wow. Scared the death out of you, huh?
It was a whole new. It was a whole new look.
Do I need to flip it the other way? Camera.
Yeah, because it's backwards.
It's
Stand
upside
by. All
down.
right. Bink. And then close you. This is happening.
That's very white. It's
I
very
know.
bright.
Ah,
See, that's why I have my background screen on dark so that
that'll-
it doesn't reflect like that. Oh, that Israel sends tanks
What'd
into
you
West
say?
Bank. Tells troops to ready for extended stay. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, that war's not
Oh,
over
they're
yet.
being silly over there in the Middle East again.
I will say
Israel
this.
moved tanks into the West Bank, which they haven't done it. That's currently what's going on.
I will say this. When peace becomes in the Middle East, you better be praying.
So you should already be
Well,
praying.
You should
you,
be.
you need to be praying every day because just because. I need
No.
to go and
You need
get
to get
myself a
yourself right.
refill.
You need to get yourself right with Christ. Because
Well,
we're in
yeah.
those days because he's coming back any day, and we know not the day nor hour.
Oh, it's going to be a while yet, but yeah, he's definitely coming
I
back.
wouldn't say that. I
I'll
wouldn't
be
say
back.
that.
She'll be
I'll be
back.
right back.
She's got to get a refill.
But I tell you what, being in that coma, it was giving me something to think about.
Well, I,
It
I
did.
mean, I, I
It cooled my jets a little bit, but it didn't cool them enough.
well, that's a good that at least you are taking better care of things. Let's
I
put it
did
that
what
way.
I tell you what. It wasn't until my how can I say this? At age 17, we were abandoned. Me and my two brothers abandoned. Our youngest brother and my mom took her and the youngest brother and left with another guy
Uh,
and left me and my two brothers, older bro. I was the oldest, and the two younger brothers left us high and dry.
That's
So
terrible.
we were the wards of the state, and I was only a ward of the state until I hit 18, and I was on my own again.
Yeah.
I'm
So
back.
I did what I wanted to again until
Did you get your sarsaparilla refill?
I got myself a refill. Yeah.
Yeah, her sarsaparilla.
and I think that was until I was maybe 22 and 23, and I met this woman that was had an outreach program for homeless and drug addicts and stuff. She took me in, and she started taking me to church. And next thing I know, we started having this Bible studies and everything, and I ended up giving my life to the Lord. I never felt that kind of love. I was on edge around that kind of love. I was looking for the left hand to come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
That's, she showed me love that I've never seen before, and I was very leery of it. And she knew it. Someone would come around here to talk, and I'd leave. And me and her, supposed to have a session, and someone would come in the room to talk to her, and I'd walk out and go somewhere else. She knew there was a. I didn't trust anybody.
Well, you've got to trust, now that you can trust people, that's, I'm not saying everybody, but, and I'm glad that or that Logan likes or loves it, Rebecca.
Absolutely.
So I'm still taking online bets and when I'm going to get my package from Rebecca.
Oh my God, you still haven't gotten it.
No, it's in and now.
Last I heard, it was supposed to be moving to the next station.
Well, yeah, it still is, and it's but it hasn't updated. The last thing on there is the 19th, February 19th is the last one,
What
and so
location?
it's the last location was in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
That says a lot about Tulsa.
So
Tulsa's how do I remember Tulsa?
That's good,
Down,
Tulsa,
Rebecca.
Tulsa on my
no
mind.
good. Huh?
There's the song. There's got Tulsa on my mind, and
The way I remember Tulsa would not be on my mind.
oh, I was thinking the song. Sorry, my bad. But
The
I'm
way I
looking
remember
at something that I
Tulsa from
cannot.
being there, it'd be like
Uh,
kick the dust off your feet and leave it in the rearview mirror and let it see your tail lights on the way out. That kind of Tulsa.
Yeah.
I don't.
There's nothing
I
good
don't
about
remember
Tulsa.
that song at all.
Ooh, 2 hours ago, my city put out a emergency update. They have placed a water buffalo trailers at two distributing sites in my city, and the water is safe to drink and can be used for flushing. It says.
Water buffalo trailers ain't that big.
Oh,
Oh, you got your silly background on and it doesn't
Green
want to
screen got him.
know. Ah,
Green screen got him.
uh, you can get the gist of it, but it's a water tank is what it
oh,
is.
it's a tank.
Oh,
Yeah.
eventually maybe a 900 to
There,
1200 gallon
there's a
tank.
better one. There's a better one that shows looks like an old boat trailer. And
That's
they
all
put
it is. Old boat trailer with a 1200 gallon tank on it.
yeah.
Yeah.
If everybody hit that at one time, maybe 3 or 4 households would get the water out of it.
That is a very nice hat, Rebecca.
That is a nice hat.
I'm just waiting for, it gets to the point where they're going to have to come out and, because, you know, I'm waiting. I'm waiting to see if FEMA comes to the rescue, or they
They
have to
may,
bring in the National Guard or something.
who's the governor of that
I don't
state
think it's
now?
big enough to get FEMA's attention. Although you never know. Look who's in there.
Uh, I'm going to mispronounce his.
Amy! Amy,
What
what
in
you
the
gonna
world?
do? I think
Good night, sweetheart. Yeah, it's time
it's
to
time
go.
to go. Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go.
Man, she must be bougie and being up this late.
Hey, that bougie girl loves her heinies.
Someone sing me a lullaby. Well, we just did.
Heiny, heiny,
I'm trying to
heiny,
think of
heiny, heiny.
Well, I hope you're doing all right, Amy, and hope everybody's okay over there. And
yeah, absolutely.
Love you, Amy.
Um,
She's probably laughing her butt off
um,
on that one.
what could I sing for a lullaby for Amy? Besides, Amy, what you gonna do?
I
I think
think
I could
I
stay with you
feel.
for a while, maybe longer if I do.
Oh, yeah,
We used
the
to sing
dog's
that
gonna be
song
barking
too.
if I'm singing.
We used to sing that. We used to sing all kinds of songs. It's been a busy weekend.
Well, hopefully, with the warmer, non-freezing during the daytime, you've got a few things done or
I
accomplished.
just, I just pray that this week goes a lot smoother at work.
Now we got her dancing. Well, now we have to slow it down a little.
What?
Amy, are you doing the high knee dancing? Amy, are you doing the high knee dance?
Country road, take me home
To
to a place
the
I
place
belong.
I belong,
Fort Worth,
West
Texas,
Virginia,
Mountain Mama,
Mountain Mama,
take me
take me
home,
home
country
down
road.
country road.
Yes, I changed it from West Virginia to Fort Worth, Texas.
Yeah, yeah. I
I'd
noticed
have,
that.
hey, I'd have changed it to Montana instead of Fort Worth, Texas.
Uh, what would be a good lullaby? I keep thinking some old hymn or something. I don't know. I don't know what the heck. Good night, Irene. Well, it's
That's
time
about
to go. Good night, Irene. Well, it's time to go. Oh no, that's good night, sweetheart. Never mind. Wrong song.
I
It's
was going to say, what,
Irene, good night. Irene, good night.
Don't be calling my sister's name.
Huh? Oh, that's right.
You call her
Good
that name,
night,
she'll kill her.
Irene. Good night, Irene. I'll see you in my dreams.
The Babylon
That was
Lullaby.
my mother-in-law's name too.
The Babylon Lullaby was found inscribed on a clay tablet about 4,000 years old.
What lullaby?
Babylon or
The
Babylon. Here, it's
Babylon Lullaby. Oh yeah, I can sure we should read that. Let me. I don't know why I can't seem to. What is the most popular classical lullaby? When the Wind Blows nursery rhyme.
yeah.
Rock-a-bye baby
Oh
on
no, it's
the
got to be Rockabye
treetop.
Amy. It's got to be Rockabye Amy because she
Rock
was.
Amy. You tried to rock Amy and she'd roll down the hill like
Rock-a-bye
a bowl of jello.
Amy on the treetop? What are you doing up there, Amy?
We're going to rock. What is it? Rock around the clock.
Rock around the clock.
Yeah.
Rock, rock, rock around the clock. 1, 2, 3, 4.
What, Amy? Where do you want to go to West Virginia for?
Because that's where the country road is.
Country roads take me
66 is the
home.
best country road you could ever find.
It's a 2-lane road. You can't pass anybody.
Good.
So what do you want to hear, Amy?
Route
Pick a
66 was
song.
the what
If
from
I
the
know it,
east
I'll
coast
sing
to
it.
the west coast.
I drove from Seattle, Washington to Fort Worth, Texas, and
I'm with you, Amy.
I took Highway 101, the coastal highway, and I got behind every bloody, slow poking, airstream pulling camper there was.
I hate doing that.
66.
Oh,
Negative, Ghost Rider. It was Highway 101, the coastal highway in Oregon. Then it went into California, became US 1.
Mm-hmm.
I
Hey,
have a brother
hey,
there.
try driving Route
Where? On the
66.
treetop?
Try driving Route 66 from California to the East Coast.
Well, you come through Oklahoma on Route 66. It's here.
Uh-huh.
Yes, but she's also got a brother in Oklahoma too. Or am I just chopped liver? I'm joking, Amy. Oh, so how many more days do we have until the big April?
Much as that dog
Yeah.
in the window,
Ruff, ruff.
the one with the waggly tail. How much is that dog in the window? I do hope that dog is for sale. I started that way too long.
36. Oh, Rats Rumpelstiltskin. There we go.
You
30.
name the song, I probably know it. If it's not like in the past 20 or 30 years.
Okay, breaking news. We
Anything
have
before
61
that.
days until 10 Killer.
How many days?
61.
61 days.
Yes,
Wow.
You know,
61.
How much is that dog in the window? The one with the waggly tail.
Okay, I can get rid of that now. There, delete that one. Oh, back over here to this. Anything else going on in that?
Hopefully not. We have our spot for 10 killer in Mid America. You are on the ball, Amy. How much is that doggy in the window?
You know,
I used to love that when I was a little kid, too.
10 killer is only six and maybe 6.25 hours, or maybe 6.5 hour drive from me.
How many?
6.5.
That's a bit of a drive.
It's all right.
Not,
That's a hike.
not,
Trade's driving to Mid America is farther.
not the way I drive, Lori.
You know, it's like, yeah.
90 miles an hour.
No,
I
no.
put it this way: on a 2 lane road, and you come across a small town and you sneezed, you'd never see it.
All I can say is that the song "I Can't Drive 55" was named after somebody.
I used to be a leadfoot when I was younger. Not anymore.
Young, and I still don't do 55.
I have definitely slowed down a lot in my old age.
And what'd you
I,
say? Can you speak up there, Sonny?
1,336 miles from me. Wow. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it because there ain't anybody on YouTube that's close to me except for Scotty. Um, that's up here in Massachusetts. Lone Lone Cross.
Scotty.
Yeah,
You're in Pennsylvania,
he
right?
lives. He lives about 30 or 40 miles from me. The town that he's in, I think.
What state are you in again? Pennsylvania?
I'm in Massachusetts.
Oh,
She's up there by the Kennedys.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That just says a lot.
She used to go to
I
their.
ain't no liberal.
She used to go there to visit them back when she was younger and did not know the ways.
Sure I did. Yeah, I used to visit them on the vineyard.
Yeah.
Martha's Vineyard.
Did you see Amy's comment, Lori?
I'll explain why I love that song if you remind me on Tuesday Live. Oh, okay.
We wait with anticipation.
Yes. Worms in my mouth,
I don't anticipate that.
aka bated breath.
Amy, on Wednesday morning on the live with Lauren, ask her what I did to her bread recipe.
I know.
Uh-oh. What did you do to it?
I know what he did.
I put it this way: I twisted that bread recipe so bad it's like slapping a red-headed stepchild with a red brick. It did not look white and did
Good
not
night,
look
Good
like
night,
Peter.
white bread.
Peter.
Night, Peter.
Or I should
And
say
the
good
way
morning.
it explained it to Lauren, I got her very curious about that. She wanted to
Yeah,
know.
she wants that recipe too.
I
So you
twisted that
don't
thing
forget,
around.
you got to send that to her.
Hey, I made
Did
that
you get
white
my
bread.
email earlier, Chris?
I made that white bread recipe into a spicy bacon cheddar loaf.
Ooh, really?
Yeah, I turned. I
Oh,
mean,
that
it
sounds
wasn't.
good.
It had a blood orange red color to it when I got done with it.
Did it taste good though?
Both lobes are gone.
Well, there you go. It must have been good.
Miss Lori,
I
are
mean,
you referring? Sorry.
I mean, it had all the colors and all the flavoring, but it had a nice kick in it.
Nice. Very good. My dad was the bread baker in the house.
Yeah, Amy, let me get hold of that recipe and I'll twist it every which way but loose. I'll make it look like Tom Thumb that had ran into a wall with his nose bleeding.
So what are you going to be doing this time, Amy? I still need to catch up on the other ones because I still
I'm
haven't
curious
had
on
a
this.
chance.
I'm curious on
She's
this next
Yes,
black.
recipe.
yes. Yesterday I spent most of the day doing laundry and folding clothes. It was like, ugh.
Well, all I can say is that if this thing keeps getting extended with the water thing, you guys might see me in my wetsuit because that'll probably be the only thing clean I have left.
Uh,
Amy, I
well,
like
I'm sure
taking
there
other.
probably isn't a laundromat in the town either.
Yeah, there is, but guess what? Because of the
There's no
water
water
restrictions, there's
there
no
either.
water.
Amy, I like taking other people's recipes.
Cookies? They're making cookies.
Yeah, I like taking other people's recipes and not tweaking them, but twisting them like a purple
Twisting
nurple.
them around.
Yeah, like a purple nurple, if you understand that one,
A
and
purple Merkel.
making it come out my way.
And he did it my
My
way.
way.
Yeah.
Troy, I'll
I
find
know what
out.
they're
Hey,
fixing and I ain't saying. Well, thanks, Troy.
like Lauren
I'm
says,
sure it must.
put everything in your stand mixer and mix it.
I don't have a stand mixer.
I know a stand mixer is 6 foot tall, 300 pounds, and uses a wooden ladle.
I have my little trusty dusty hand mixer, and that's about it.
The only
So
mixer
if
I
I'm gonna
have,
do cookies, mostly cookies, I usually just do with a spoon anyway.
yes,
Lauren has this nice little
Amy.
18 to 20 inch tall stand mixer. I almost told her one day in chat, it says, I have a stand mixer saying 6 foot tall, 300 pounds, and use a wooden spoon.
Yes, Amy, since last Wednesday, the city I'm in has had excuse after excuse after excuse. First, it was the polar vortex that was freezing all the pipes and causing leaks, and da 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 da. And then now we're up. The latest thing is that we've got two water buffaloes that have been distributed, and it's safe to drink. I don't know. I couldn't see the logo in the picture whose tanks they were, but
Yeah.
anyway,
Probably the
um,
city.
I'm not going to even comment. I'm not going
I'm
to.
not sure I would want to drink whatever it was coming out of
I mean,
that
I'd
tank.
use it. I'd use it to, you know, put in the commode and
Flush
flush
the
the toilet.
toilet or wash up, but that's about it.
Amy,
But
how tall are you?
I'm
really,
sorry, what?
I asked Amy how tall she was.
Oh,
I can tell you what it
decent
says
height.
on her driver's license.
5'1" or 5'2" or something.
Yeah, I need to get one of those KitchenAid mixers, but right now those are not on the top of my to get list.
I don't have enough room to buy another kitchen product.
5'1".
There's your stand mixer, Amy. Just need a wooden ladle.
I'm 5'3.5".
There's your stand mixer.
I'm
I
five
was
foot
never tall enough to be a rockette.
You missed
Well,
it,
I'm
Lori.
5'11", 6'2" with 4-inch heels.
My hubby is 5'11.5", or used to be.
Give me,
He's
hey, give me
probably
four,
down to 5'10.5" now.
give me 4-inch heels, and I'll be 6'7".
My my oldest is 6'2". My middle is 6'3.5". 6 foot.
Amy,
He used to be
all,
6'4", but
all I
he's
use is
got
a big
back
bowl.
issues.
I use a big bowl and a wooden spoon.
Remember the song 16 Tons?
Yep. 16 tons. What do you get? Another day older, deeper in debt. St. Peter, don't you call me 'cause I can't go. I owe my soul to the company store.
I don't. I like listening to the gospel more than I do anything else.
Love
Gospel and
Tennessee Ernie Ford. What?
Oh, I'm in the wrong one. That's
What'd
why.
you say, Abbott?
I listen to gospel and praise and worship. I don't listen to worldly music anymore.
You know, the other song that I love by Tennessee Ernie Ford is The Old Rugged Cross.
Oh yeah, but ooh, that can bring tears and
Oh, yeah. I know. I have a hard time singing it because I can't get through it without crying.
I
yeah.
got the lyrics to that song. I'm working on it.
So
I have them, I think. I'm pretty sure.
oh, here she goes
Let
with
me see if I do.
I
Amy's trying
hey,
Um,
her thingy majig again with the long handle with the.
she got the flower whisker that looks
oh,
like
look
a
at
cat.
that. What do I have in my notepad? I have Lauren's country white bread recipe, and I have the English muffin recipe.
Hey,
And I haven't even
Lauren,
seen. I
Lauren's country white bread recipe. That's the one that's twisted
have
like a
Lauren's country
redheaded.
white bread recipe.
Yeah, that's the one that's twisted like a redheaded stepchild.
Let's see.
I
Search.
twisted that bread recipe like a redheaded stepchild.
Open. No, I don't want those.
Open sesame.
Uh, docs.
Amy has the bread whisk.
Music.
It's for mixing doughs and stuff by
Yeah,
hand.
but when she was trying to describe it when they were doing it was hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I have the old rugged cross right here.
Oh, don't do. I if you so choose to sing it, I understand. But with all the things that have occurred today,
Yeah, I'm not sure I can get through it anyway. I might be able to get through one or two verses, but I can't get through the whole thing, I'm sure.
well, when I found out about the
Yeah, I
Wanda
know.
thing,
I know.
that took my breath away.
Yeah, it was like getting kicked in the teeth.
By a mule.
That broke my heart.
Good night, Amy. Hugs and love.
That Amy.
Good night, Amy. Love you. Hugs and prayers. God bless you. I have one of those whisk handle things that mixes the flour pretty good.
Yeah,
Oh, I think I know. I think I know what she means. It's a not exactly a whisk. It's the thing that
it's a dough whip. It's what
it's
they call
it's
it.
oh, I know what she means. The bread one.
Yeah,
Uh, what is it? A Danish bread whisk or
yeah.
something?
It's a French bread whisk.
I don't
One
know.
of the
Yeah, it's
yeah,
it's got a weird looking wire
yeah.
basket type thing
Look,
at the end.
looks like
Yeah,
looks like a cat's head.
it's not the teardrop whisk regular whisk looking thing.
It's a
It's
round one
totally
with two
made
circles in the middle and 2 points
for
on top.
doing dough.
Looks like a cat's head. So you could use it for scraping the edges and getting the corners and stuff.
Think I need to head to bed. Need some shut eye. The school opens tomorrow after being closed. Oh wow, it was closed all week.
I don't have to work
Okay.
until tomorrow night, so I'm good.
Uh oh. Yes, that's it. Let me bigify. Yes,
Hey, I have an
that's the
imprint on
one.
that.
What's the name of it?
It is called a Danish dough whisk, and it's for
That's
making bread dough mixer, hand wooden handle, kitchen whisking, mixing tool, bread making tools, and supplies.
That ain't what
yep.
my mom used that for.
Paddle in your butt.
I think she's trying to put imprints on my butt to make it look like something else. And basically, yes, she loved that tool for that because it had a long enough handle and a perfectly round paddle.
Well,
I
I've got
never
about
even heard of one until a
and I'm
couple of years
now
ago. I'm sorry, Chris. What did you say?
I've got about 3 minutes, and I'm going to jump off of here so I can go sit in the recliner and get my feet elevated for my ankles that are nicely swollen. So
Oh, wow. How long have I been on?
2 hours and 43 minutes.
Holy Toledo. Yes, I have.
Will Lori ever break the 5 hour mark?
I already did.
I've done a 24-hour live before.
I got I can't remember. Did I break the 6 hours? I don't think I broke six
Yes, you
hours. Did
broke
I?
6 hours, 6 hours and 15 minutes, or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. My bad.
Because it was Heather, and then I tried, and then you wiped us all off the face of the map. So,
I like yakking with people.
well, I don't mind, but
Hey,
I mean, you're going to stay on. I'll come back, but I've just got to take care of a few things. So, are you going to stay on or what?
Um Nah, probably not because I need to get some sleep too.
Well, I'm sleeping for right now is not for me, but uh, getting my
Lori's trying to tell you she needs her beauty sleep.
no well. All right,
Yeah,
so
right.
I'm going to say
Good for that. Trust me. If I thought it could help,
to everybody in chat, good night, and may y'all be very well blessed. And Ace, sending you hugs, girl, and anybody else, hugs and love. And brother Avid, behave.
Hey, ever since Jesus, I can't quite say that because after I got saved, I was given two prophecies, and the first prophecy I heard, I took and ran with it. And that
Yeah, you got to be careful about listening to voices
Good
no,
because
night,
it
brother.
might not be the one you think it is.
oh, these were
Good night,
godly
Chris.
prophecies that was given to me, but it wasn't the prophecies' fault. It was my fault. I took one prophecy and ran with it, doing what I thought it was meant to do, and I'll put it this way. Thank God I'm still alive.
Yeah,
Yeah, those are stories for another time. Those are testimonies from another time. Hey, Em.
yeah, you got to be careful when people start
No, hey, these were
talk.
solid, godly prophecies that were backed up by the Bible. And I took one and ran with it, doing it the way I thought it should have been done, not the way God wanted it done.
Ah,
It was a me
so
thing, not a God.
you misinterpreted the prophecy.
No, it
Is that
wasn't
what you said?
misinterpreted. It wasn't misinterpreting. He's like, oh, cool. I can go to places where angel spirits go. Let's do it. Bing!
Hmm.
Childhood all over again, but in a godly way. Or so I thought.
Yeah, you know what Thought did? My dad used to talk about that guy. You know what Thought did?
I'll put it this way.
Oh my goodness, M, where have you been all night? Hi and good night.
I'll put it this way. If I would have done it God's way, he would not have had to save me over 6 different times from being killed.
You know, you'd think that you'd learn after the first time,
Oh, the first
but
time was
the way
first
you
time.
see things and do things, you have a tendency not to listen to the right way to do stuff.
Well, being young in Christ, and someone gives you two prophecies of what's going to come to pass, and one of them goes, "You will go where angel spirit go." What's going to come into your mind?
Well,
Go do it.
that could be a billion different things. It doesn't mean you have to go wrecking yourself.
I didn't go wreck myself. I'm like, cool, let's go do it right then and there.
What was
Took
the
me a
second one?
then that's going to be preaching the word of God.
Ah, well, that could be even worse because God's going to judge you by what you do.
I'd rather be doing what I'm doing now, sharing His word and teaching or preaching or however you want to call it. But if I would have put my brain in check, I would not have done. If I knew what I knew now, I wouldn't have done what I done back then.
Well, when you get older, you learn
Hindsight is 2020.
exactly. I was thinking about that yesterday. Hindsight is definitely 2020. Do I know a place called Lexington? It's Middlesex County. Yes. Lexington is where the Battle of Lexington, Concord, was the beginning of the Revolutionary War.
Actually, that's also the end of is the beginning of the end the war that Washington had fought for the freedom of America. Started in Lexington and turned around and
Right.
ended in Lexington. On the very same spot it started was the same spot it ended.
It, yeah,
It was where the redcoats
it's
came
right in
back.
my back. I mean,
Raiders.
it's not far from here. It's about maybe 30 miles from here,
Mm-hmm.
Lexington and Concord. They're just north of us by probably 30 miles or more, maybe 40 miles.
But needless to say, the first time God saved me is a fight to the death. And someone stepped in to take the fight, and two angels, yeah, I should say, two angels got me out of there real quick.
Real angels or just guys that you call angels?
No, these were people that I knew didn't know. Everybody I knew was running that ring. These were two guys I've never seen before. And as soon as they got me to a safe distance away, I would to say thank you, and they were gone.
Were you, were you in a boxing ring or something?
No, it was more of
Fight club?
no, it is a rite of passage for Indians to try to is a fight to death to see who's going to become the new uh, leader of the clan.
Uh, yeah, that's not a good thing to be engaged in.
Yeah. Then again, I kind of twisted the when I was there. I kind of twisted things to manipulate for me instead of the way the Indian cultures wanted. I tried to turn them around the way God would want it to be in there and kind of benefit me at the same time.
Mm, yeah, that's probably not a good plan because
I
you
was
can
trying
get
to, I was
yourself
trying to
in
do
deep
as
doo
I,
doo that way.
yeah, you don't trust me. I know. Got out of there and I started hitchhiking because that's what I was doing when I was younger, hitchhiking across America. Then I
Ah,
come winter time, sleeping alongside the highway at about maybe 10 degrees with a wind chill of 30
ugh, yuck.
in a sleeping bag, going to sleep in that, and wondering how you're going to wake up in the next morning or if you wake up in the next morning.
That's never fun. Not a
Yeah.
good thing.
He woke me up that morning. Then the next time I was in the back of a pickup that's going 70 miles an hour that had wind chills at five below
Ugh,
when the vehicle was standing still. So imagine how much colder it was when it's going down the highway.
ugh, jeez.
Then when I got maybe 90 miles away into Utah and they pulled into a gas station, I got my stuff and got out. I said, no, you guys can keep going. I went into a warm bathroom and spent the night there getting warmed up. I didn't get warmed up until 10 o'clock the next morning in that bathroom. That's how cold I was.
Uh,
And my sleeping bag was cold and wet, so
that made it even worse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not fun. I'm sorry, I'm trying to say goodnight to everybody because apparently people are leaving and I haven't been paying attention to chat enough. Good night.
Good night, Ace. Good night, Troy. What, Em? You're not going to leave too, are you?
She just came in and she said hello. Good night.
Yeah, that's just going yikes. Gotta say myself.
Oh, there she says I'm going to be here like Troy, here till the end.
God would save me several times on hitchhiking in cold weather. Extremely cold weather.
Cold is not my friend. I do not like the cold.
After that, I kind of got adapted to the cold.
Yeah,
'Cause
I bet.
I went from the Midwest all the way up to northwest into Montana on the
Wow.
Rocky Mountainside.
Montana. Montana's just as bad. That's cold.
Yeah, but see, the Midwest has a wet climate. The north over there where I was at had a real dry climate.
Uh, well, that's still, yeah,
Dry climate's a
cold.
lot worse. Hey, the dry climate is a lot worse than the wet climate. Sorry, I can't wait. Em outdo me. Ace goes, I agree, Troy. Laugh out loud. Wonder why Em ain't up here.
I'm sorry, I didn't get that.
Em, I asked why she wasn't coming up.
I was looking at Troy's comment. My ancestor is buried there, 1736. Is that the one that you were talking about the other night,
That
Troy?
that was the year he was killed there. I think.
He was
I think
talking
that
about he said that he's related to a man named John Smith from
yeah,
Massachusetts.
John Smith. He
John
John Smith
Smith.
was also John Smith was also, if I believe or remember correctly, was one of the people that signed the Declaration of Independence.
He was yeah, he was very famous up here.
So is
But he
Washington.
wasn't sure if it's the real, that John Smith, because John Smith, there's a lot of John Smiths.
There's only one
So he
John
wasn't
Smith I
sure
remember. He also fought
if it was
in
that
the
one.
Civil War with Washington. He fought against the Redcoats with Washington. In both wars, he won. He was also a lieutenant in he started out as a lieutenant in the first war, and he ended up being uh, a corporal or a captain before the war was over.
I do not remember. I, if I'm remembering correctly, it's John Smith was one of the first settlers in Massachusetts
Hmm.
from England.
He was a forefather
But
there.
that was way before the Revolutionary War.
Oh, see?
Yeah, 1580 to 1631.
Yeah.
He was the governor and admiral of New England.
Uh-huh.
He didn't live long enough to get to the Revolutionary War. Baptized January 6th, 1580.
Okay, that is the one
The
I thought it was.
Revolutionary War was in 1770s.
That was under Lincoln. No, that was under the president before Lincoln.
John Smith? No, he was here way before there was ever a president or a country. It was still under the king.
Oh yeah, that's right.
John Smith is the one that married that was with Pocahontas
That's right.
at Jamestown.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think it's the same John Smith.
John Smith was the one that took the went across America to scout out a path to the west coast and found Pocahontas and brought her back and married her.
Um, because if the one that Troy is talking about was buried in 1736, that was not the same John Smith. But it could have been a relative. It could have been a descendant.
Yeah, James Smith signed it, not John. Declaration. Actually, Ace,
Well,
there
no, he
was
said
a
it was name was John.
John Smith that signed that Declaration of Independence.
Hancock.
James Hancock,
John
John,
Hancock.
yeah, John Hancock was one of the bigger names, but if you looked in the smaller names, John Smith also signed it.
I don't know. I don't.
Back then, M, almost every other guy back there was named John Smith or Thomas or something else. There's a common name back then. Name back there.
Oh yeah, John.
John,
If you look,
Henry, Nate,
if you
Frank.
look in the, if you look in the history of England, there's Johns everywhere.
Yeah, but I'm
It's a
saying if
very
you look
English.
at the time of the settlers when America was being born, John, Hank, Aaron, all
There
those
was there was
common names were used regularly.
yeah.
Those names are used like a wallpaper to hang.
Okay.
No,
Now I'm caught up, I think, sort of almost.
no, names like
Um,
George Washington, that's a rare name to have. That name stood out in history because he made it stand out.
yes.
Unless you're Ben Franklin.
Oh God. Good old Benjamin. Pervert.
Hey, he was the first one to discover electricity and got zapped by a lightning bolt and lived to tell.
I wonder if it's related to Trey.
That's what I was thinking.
Up there with a kite in the rain and thunderstorm, waiting for it to hit that key.
Hey,
Brilliant, Ben.
I really think Trey is somewhere in the Ben Franklin's gene pool. Then he
They
used
said
like,
what? Yeah, they said he was a genius, not smart. That's what
well,
my son said.
hey, he's true. Geniuses are never smart. Where
That's
wouldn't you?
true. They
Hey,
don't have
where
they don't have common sense. They
wouldn't you
know a
standing in
lot.
a water puddle? Where wouldn't you standing in a water puddle holding a kite with a metal key, waiting for lightning to strike?
I mean, seriously, what are you thinking of, Ben?
Hey, and he's
Did you
wearing
really
metal
think that was a smart move?
and he was wearing metal frame glasses at the time too.
I bet he was, because he invented those too.
Uh huh.
He invented bifocals.
I wonder if they stuck to his head after he got struck by lightning.
Permanently attached.
I'm sure they were. Then he turns around and uses that idea to invent light bulbs.
Yeah. No, that was Edison.
No, no, Ben Franklin did have.
Oh, that's right. He did create a light bulb too, didn't he?
Yeah, he had a crude form of a light bulb, and Edison took that crude form and made it a better
And
light bulb.
yeah, he improved on it.
Because Edison did create the light bulb. I mean, Ben Franklin created it originally, then Edison took it and made it better.
Yep.
But who? If my memory serves correct, Ben Franklin was working on a telephone.
Yes.
Before someone else took it and modified it.
Troy said Thomas Smith was his relative that died in 1736.
All right.
It might very well be a descendant of John Smith.
Mm-hmm.
So your line could go back to John Smith.
I'm,
It's
I'm,
just that it
I'm
wasn't
pretty
him
well
that
sure Thomas Smith
is buried
is in that
in
same line as
Lexington.
John Smith. Because if he goes in the family tree, where you look up your family tree, you'll find out who's in your line and how far back it goes and where it began and where it ends.
Yeah. I always wanted to do my family line, but I don't trust those stupid ancestry.com and all those things because they're not looking at the books. They're going by records that
But
they got from God knows where.
there's one that me and
I
someone
would
else on.
rather go to where my dad was born and actually look at the records of the family from there.
Actually, there's this one app someone sent me. I don't know what I did with it, but it don't go through ancestry or them. It goes straight through your last name, how you spell it correctly, and everything, and a few other things you have to answer. And it gets real accurate down to the point.
Yeah, you don't know how accurate those records are, though.
My
That's
records are
just
very
it.
accurate because everybody with my real last name is related to me in the United States. Everybody with my last name in the United States is related.
So it's not a widely popular name.
My last name is not widely popular. My last name goes all the way back to Norway, to where they protected the king. So
I know
growing up,
my husband's family, there's a lot of them around, but they there's 50 different ways of spelling it. Some of them might have been changed legally just because I've we've met people that spelt it one way, four letters, because his grandfather couldn't learn how to spell his last name, so he had it legally changed.
well, there's no way you can change my last name, no matter how much you try. You can't twist it. You can't turn it into
Like
anything.
it was, I mean, to me, that would be like throwing away your whole ancestry and saying, "Oh, gee, it's too hard for me to spell, so I'm not going to bother." Not the brightest bulb on the tree.
Yeah, I could give you my last name and have you try to spell it, and I don't think you get it right.
Yeah, our last name is kind of complicated, and it's not a common name, at least not the way we spell it. There are a bazillion other ways of spelling it that are a little more common, but even those are not super common. Troy says I've traced it back to 1500. Going by church records, 1763 was as far back as I could go really quick tonight.
Yeah, Troy, if you go back there and do a more of a thorough, deep search, you'll find out you go farther back than that.
Well, yeah, but he apparently he's been working on it while we were online.
Hmm. He just did a quick search. That's just where he
Yeah,
stopped.
yeah.
That's just where he stopped.
I don't know.
I have a relative in Ohio that owns a hardware store.
Really.
Uh-huh. Under my last
Church
name.
records are probably the most reliable place to find records.
Yeah,
Baptisms, all that kind of stuff.
and that's under my last
I
name.
mean, the Catholic Church keeps very close records of all families, birth, baptism, communion, every every sacrament, it's always well recorded in the church, and there's a written record of it all the way up to the death.
Yeah, Ancestry is a good
So,
site. Ancestry is
uh,
one of the best. Ancestry is the best site to use for finding people.
yeah, I don't know.
No, Ancestry
I've
is
I've I've gone to ancestry.com and tried to trace our family, and they had family some parts of the family they had correct. Some parts of the family they were down in Alabama or uh Mississippi or someplace down south.
No. What
And not
ancestry?
all the names were connected properly, and yet they were saying it was an ancestor of ours. I'm going, no,
Let's see.
I don't think so.
It could be someone of the kids or the kids or someone else down there. They're part of the line, but you just don't know.
Yeah. Ancestry found my mom's uncle, of whom we have been talking to and knowing for the longest time. He passed away some time ago.
That's impressive, Troy. You have it all in writing in several books, including Civil War diaries.
Yeah, that's definitely impressive.
And keep digging, you'll find it go back further.
Yeah. Sometimes you have to do a lot of traveling though, because if you have family that's in different parts of the country, if you really want to dig into the real records, you have to go to that town and ask permission to look up the the records in their system.
Actually, nowadays you don't have to even ask because it's public common knowledge, where you can just
Yeah,
go in there, ask for the computer, and show it to you where it's at and help you get started.
yeah. But some small towns don't have it all computerized though. You
Then
have to actually look at the books.
that's where you start cracking the book like an egg.
That's when you gotta go and do the research, or sometimes there's people in the town that work in the historical society, and they can help you too. They
That,
can
that
maybe look up the records and see what they can find.
that's why I say that's when you crack a book like an egg
Yeah,
and start reading
you gotta do your own
research.
physical reading. Yeah.
But I one thing that was when I was born in Albuquerque, New Mexico, in Bernalillo County Hospital. Shortly after I was born, the hospital burned down.
Oh, bummer. But the records should be in the town hall or city hall or whatever.
No, most
All
of
the birth records and everything should all be, because
they were
they have to be certified by the town
they
that
were
you were
certified
born in.
by the hospital, and some of them had the copies that were sent to Santa Fe, but they were so old and in boxes from the fire, trying to save them. They just
Uh,
together and they left them in the boxes that way. So when you had to go to apply for your birth certificate, it took almost 2 years to find it.
uh, bummer.
But the funny part is, I was born before the hospital burned down, maybe by a year and a half. And
Wow.
everybody says, "Boy, hospital didn't want no more like you out of it, did they? So they burned it down." I'm like, I guess so.
Troy says we still have the family homestead from the early 1800s. Wow. That is
Whoa.
cool. That is really cool.
So a lot of people I know blame me for when I go over there and people that remember Bernalillo County Hospital, like they found out I was born there before it burned down. They go, "How was it being the last baby born before a hospital burned down?" I says, I don't know. I don't remember.
Uh, I am I am fading fast over here. I think I'm ready to crash.
Whenever you're ready to go, just say so.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna say goodnight. Good night, M. Good night, Troy.
Good night, Em.
I
I
don't
was hoping to meet you in person on panel, but you never came up.
I know she didn't come up. That's right. Um
Last night
Ace,
she was letting
I
us know
think
it
Ace is
was.
still out there.
That's all right. There'll be another time I'll sneak up on panel when she's on panel. You never know when I'm going to pop up or where I'm going to pop up.
That's true. I don't know who else is still out there.
It was Troy, it was Ace, and M.
Yeah, I think those are the only ones left. I think everybody else left.
Uh
I
huh.
know Amy left. After Amy left, M came in, and Ace was here off and on.
Ace is trying to
Good night,
stay
M.
awake. Ace is trying to stay awake. She's trying to keep from falling asleep. But I think
Good night, Troy.
sleep got the better part of him.
Yeah, I am fading fast because I've been up since actually I got up late today.
I've been up since 5.
Well, Ace, you are still out there. You are a hot ticket.
All right. Well, with that being said, I'm going to let you go to bed and get some sleep, and I'm going to say good night.
All righty. Good night. Thanks for coming up, Avid.
You're welcome.
You take care of yourself. God bless. Good night, Troy. Good night, Ace. Good night, Em. Thank you all for coming. 5 a.m. Oh no, you have to get up at 5 a.m.? Yeah, Ace ain't a him. Ace is a her. Ace lurks. Yes, she does. And she keeps an eye out for anybody coming in. Good night, Emily. You take care of yourself and Ace and Troy. God bless you all. And I will see you on the next one. No? No, what? All right, I gotta go. I need sleep. Good night, everybody. See you next time. Bye. You're welcome. Thank you, Ace. And you too, M. Brain not connecting anymore. Good night and God bless.